Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Delighted to say Ben Barrett of William Hill joins us. Good afternoon, good evening, I guess. Tell us what you're thinking ahead of this one.
Good afternoon. Spain are just about the favourites here. They're a shade of odds on at 10 to 11, but I've loved hearing that conversation about Croatia, and there has been support for Croatia, particularly since the team news came out. They're into 17 to 5, still the outsiders, but there is clearly a couple of people getting involved with Croatia to cause what I guess would be an upset 12 to 5 that the game ends in a draw. We do have the 2-up market as well, where bets will be settled as a winner if the team you back lead by 2 goals at any stage of the match, regardless of eventual result. A couple of players we need to mention, of course. No great surprise to see Alvaro Morata lead the market in terms of goal scoring, 2 to 1 to score at any time, but we've got to give a mention to 16-year-old Lamine Yamal, 29 to 10 to score at any time. He doesn't turn 17 until the day before the final. As for Croatia, Kramaric leads the market for them, 29 to 10 to bag at any time, and Budimir is 7 to 2. But the main player that I think this game all revolves around is Rodri. What a season he's had, another amazing season for Man City, and he is the sole focus of my bet builder for this game. Rodri to be carded. The referee here is Premier League ref Michael Oliver. He's booked Rodri twice this season against Fulham and Liverpool, and he's got that vastly experienced midfield to come up against. Rodri to score or assist. He's hit double figures for both goals and assists this season, and Rodri to make over 1 successful tackle in the game. Put that all in your bet builder, and that comes in at 22 to 1. Apply your 25% boost and you'll get 27.5 to 1 thanks to that boost. Spain the favourites, Croatia getting late support, but for me, this is Rodri's time to shine.
Ben Barrett of William Hill, thank you so much. That was a look ahead to the latest odds with William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
So it's number 8 in the world versus number 10 in the world. Could easily be a World Cup knockout match. Instead, it's their opening group game at the Euros. 2 sides that fall into the category of dark horses. We'll find out what Spain and Croatia have in store for us straight after this.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks, should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats, gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me, gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking?
Win 50% more on every England game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 25% off 6 or more bottles of wine or fizz. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. 18+, drinkware.co.uk, majority of larger stores, and 17th of June, excludes Scotland. Club Card or app required.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! What are you doing there? He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country. Come on, lads! Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes!
Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claims.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Save big with the $4.99 King Box. It's the ultimate match day lineup, featuring a barbecue double melt burger, chili cheese bites, fries, and a drink.
TalkSport. No one gets you closer to the Euro action. Pump up your summer. Euro Game Day Live with Hugh Woozencroft on TalkSport. Treffers.
Spain are European champions, world champions, and European champions again. Spain, who have lit up the European Championship. Spain are immortal.
It's difficult when you are in a transition period of the one that Spain has right now, that you can win the title. You never know.
I don't massively fancy this Spain team, I have to say. Yeah, I'm not convinced by the coach, Luis de la Fuente, either.
Modric calling for it. Checks back onto his right again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Luka Modric! What a wonderful hit from the skipper of Croatia.
Croatia, I think, have earned the right to be considered as potential group winner here.
You know, Croatia, that golden generation is kind of coming to the tail end now.
Pulls it across and fired home by Rodri.
There's a lot going on with Spain right now. I think you still have to consider them as perhaps one of the favourites to do well.
In a competition like this that it's very short, everyone has a chance.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Spain and Croatia meet today at the European Championship, by the way, for the 4th successive tournament. Only the 2nd time that's ever happened. Spain were involved again. That was against Italy. 4 straight tournaments between 2008 and 2020. Ultimately, there will not be many secrets to keep when it comes to these two sides, especially as they met in last year's Nations League final. It was a goalless draw, which Spain won on penalties, but believe me, these two usually provide goals, and if you're just feeling a little bit intoxicated by the Euros, well, Euros fever is about to take hold, believe me. Alex Crook alongside me. This is going to be a great one. Remind us of the lineups.
It should indeed. The group of death starts here in Berlin tonight. Spain, with such a glorious history in this competition, against Croatia, who always seem to turn it on in World Cups. Their record in Euros is far less impressive. Spain have Unai Simon in goal. It's a back four of Carvajal, Lenormand, Nacho and Cucurella. Pedri, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz make up the midfield, with a 16-year-old Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams either side of the captain, Alvaro Morata up front. As for Croatia, Livakovic is the goalkeeper. It's a back four for them of Stanisic, Šutalo, Pongracic and Guardiol. Luka Modric, the former Ballon d'Or winner, is part of a midfield trio with Brozovic and Kovacic. And it's Lovro Majer on the right, Andre Kramaric on the left and Ante Budimir in the number 9 position.
Remember, earlier today on TalkSport, it finished Hungary 1, Switzerland 3 in Group A. That's the same group as Scotland. And a little bit later on, we're going to bring you Italy against Albania. That's at 8 p.m. in Group B here on TalkSport. First up, Spain against Croatia. Alex Crook, as you just heard, is alongside myself, Hugh Woozencroft, and the former West Ham boss, Alan Pardew. I wanted to talk to you about Spain. They had a surprise loss in qualifying. They then won 7 of their 8 games after that, scoring 25 goals in the process. But the man who's hugely important for them, who played more minutes than anyone else in qualifying, is Manchester City's Rodri. What impresses you most about his game?
Well, you know, if you're looking at the ultimate number 6 to sit in front of a back four, dictate the pace of the game, put security on your back four, then he's your man. Rice obviously is our version of him. He's not quite at the same level as Rodri. The other great gift that he has is that he contributes with assists and goals. I mean, even from that position, his stats are actually quite amazing. So he's the main player in Spain. And when you look at Spain, it's mostly potential, but with only one real cast iron world-class player, in my opinion, and that is Rodri.
Croatia, by the way, dropped 4 points against Wales in qualifying. They needed a 1-0 win at home to Armenia in their final qualifier to take an automatic qualification spot behind Turkey in Group D. Of course, it will be all about Luka Modric for them. 38 years old, 175 caps. The man who's won 21 major trophies with Real Madrid, 6 times a Champions League winner and a Ballon d'Or winner in 2018. And it's all about, in fact, the midfield battle. Rodri versus Modric and their teammates, some very talented teammates around them too.
Yeah, I don't think actually they'll come up against each other, because Modric and Rodri,
similar positions.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that far up the pitch, but when he does, he's so effective. I mean, this whole stadium, like, we were coming in and everyone's got a Modric shirt on. Yeah. It's like just ridiculous. It's like you think it's like his last ever game for Croatia, but this might be his last tournament. So, as we were saying earlier, I think there is probably a belief in that Croatian squad to try and win this for him. And he has that charismatic kind of way about him to carry this team. And of course, the quality, we know, there is no doubt. And he can influence this game. And he will probably be the most important player that Spain have to tie down and get some pressure on. Because if they don't, he will dictate the game. And it will be a big, long afternoon for Spain.
Just very quickly on the youngsters, Lamine Yamal, of course, lots of focus on him, but you've played in big games, you've managed FA Cup finals. How did you keep the young players calm for something so big?
Yeah, I think most young players don't have no fear. You know, there's no, they've not had those great sort of periods of disappointment of an injury or a defeat in a final. So it's all kind of new to them, and it's like, you know, it's actually just trying to suppress them a little bit and make sure that they're calm, because you can get hypertension, and you know, and that sort of will affect their play. Yamal's played 50 games for Barcelona, so I don't think he's going to be in that mode, even though he's 16. I think he's quite a calm player. It'd be great to see him. It's a great showcase for him. You know, Ronaldo's coming to the end, Messi's coming to the end. Yamal is potential player who could possibly take that mantle in years to come.
Could be the future of the game, Lamine Yamal. So excited to see how he gets on at this tournament and to see his talents firsthand here this evening. I've got to say, Croatia have taken up, 85% of the seats in this stadium. You can see some red and yellow shirts and those Spain flags away to our left-hand side. In fact, a giant Spain flag just unfurled at that end of the stadium. We've got a huge Croatia flag at the other end, a big circular flag, if that's a thing, in the middle of the ground covering the centre circle, which has the Euro 2024 trophy on top of it as the players line up in the tunnel. I can see them on the screen in front of me. There are a few furrowed brows here. It is about handling the occasion. This is an incredibly difficult group, Alan.
It is kind of the group of death, you always get that every tournament, but this is the toughest group.
Do not lose today. Just do not lose.
I think that's very, very important, in a game of this kind of magnitude, not to lose and get that bad feeling.
I just wonder if the mindset, because there's every chance that 3 teams will qualify from this group, is a little bit different. We saw that with Germany last night. Usually opening games, particularly the opening game of the tournament, can be very cagey. But I almost felt like they played with the shackles off, knowing that actually if they did drop points, they've got plenty of time, more time than usual, to make up for it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not a great lover of that third place rule that they've got in this tournament. It kind of gives you a backdoor sort of entry to the finals, the knockout section. But both these teams, I've got to be honest, I can't see either of them winning it. I don't think they've got enough in the group in their first starting 11 to win the trophy. But their record suggests that they can go mighty far.
And the two teams have now begun to make their way out onto the pitch. Croatia, of course, led by the legend Luka Modric and Alvaro Morata, a rival of Real Madrid, of course, and Modric at Atleti at the moment leads out the Spanish side. A big onus on him to deliver goals. Aside from Kylian Mbappe and Antoine Griezmann, Ronaldo and Antoine Griezmann, no one has scored more goals at major tournaments in the last two. The thing is, he hasn't really scored them at the business end of the competition. Will he deliver for his nation this time around as the stadium begins to go quiet now for the national anthems?
Starting with Croatia.
And we begin with Croatia, our beautiful homeland. Huge noise, of course, from all of the Croatia fans here inside the stadium in Berlin. Huge support that they have brought to support their side. And now the Spanish national anthem, the Royal March. Not much more to say, but I will ask one more question of Alan Pardew, and that is, of course, what are you expecting to see, particularly in this first 45 minutes from both sides?
Well, what you know, Croatia, and always from the Balkan states, they have tremendous technical talent. And so this game is very much going to be about the control of the game. Who's going to grasp it? We've had a little tip-off that we think Croatia might let Spain dictate a lot of the game and look to hurt them when they overexposed, so that'd be interesting. I think there's a new look to Spain in terms of, really kind of having a lot of pace in the team and committing bodies forward. So I think that's a fairly good tactic and a wise tactic from Croatia. So it'll be interesting to see how this first period unfolds. As I say, for me, just the experienced Croatia, and actually you can't quite, it's very difficult to explain to everybody back home that this is like a Croatian home game. It's going to be really powerful for them.
We may as well be in split at this point in time, because it is like a Croatian home match. They're already setting off the smoke bombs. They're bouncing up and down at their end of the pitch. There's a few little drinks from the players. It's clearly warm down there at pitch side, and they're just about to get underway. A poignant time for us to be with you inside the Olympia Stadium in Berlin. Once the images that we thought would divide people, I think today and over the coming weeks we will see sport unite us once again. An honour, a privilege to be with you on TalkSport for Euro 2024. Remember, Italy versus Albania from Dortmund live here this evening. Before then, though, Group B starts with Spain against Croatia. Your commentary team, the former Crystal Palace and West Ham boss Alan Pardew, and TalkSport's Alex Crick.
Thank you, Hugh. Very good afternoon, everybody. Every international tournament needs a group of death, and this is surely the 2024 edition, featuring 3 of the top 10 in the FIFA rankings. Spain, 3 times European champions and semi-finalists at the last Euros, take on a Croatia side who finished 3rd at the Qatar World Cup. Both teams know They have the prospect of clashes with holders Italy and potential dark horses Albania to come, meaning neither can afford an opening day defeat. They're also familiar foes, meeting at each of the last 4 Euros and in last year's Nations League final, when Spain emerged victorious on penalties. There are 5 survivors in the starting lineup from that triumphant team, with 16-year-old Lamine Yamal among the notable additions. Aymeric Laporte has a muscle issue, so Nacho starts in defence at the age of 34, so at the opposite end of the career spectrum. Same can be said for many of the Croatia squad, including Ivan Perisic. He's fit enough only for a place on the bench, and it will be Luka Modric and Croatia who get us underway here in Berlin on a gorgeous afternoon. The sun beaming brightly down. Croatia in their red and white check jerseys, although slightly larger checks than we're accustomed to. White shorts, white socks, shooting from right to left. Spain in the red shirts, navy blue shorts and red socks, will attack the goal away to our right, and there is Modric straight away looking to poke a ball forward to Budimir, leading the line up front for Croatia. It's run back by Nacho, and as the smell of smoke from the pyrotechnics let off by the Croatian fans wafts around this Olympic stadium, Spain have possession. Alan Pardew on the edge of their own penalty area. Yeah, it's interesting. Croatia, as we might have suggested, just sitting off them a little bit, looks like they're gonna just let them dictate control at the back, not really put them under too much pressure, and then when it gets into that midfield, that mid-zone, really kind of apply some pressure. So let's see how that unfolds. There's the mop here, Cucurella making his competitive debut for Spain tonight. The Chelsea left-back plays the ball into the ever-unflustered Rodri in midfield. And now first touch of the tournament for the 16-year-old Yamal. Big roar goes up from the Spanish fans over on the far left of this Olympic stadium. Spain passing the ball around for fun in the very early exchanges here on TalkSport. There's no surprise really. Alan Pardew has already alluded to it, that Croatia are happy to surrender possession and try and hit Spain on the counter as those two fullbacks, Carvajal and Cucurella, come forward. They've actually had more possession, Spain, than their opponent in their last 136 competitive matches. That is an extraordinary stat. That is amazing. They had half a chance there actually. Williams, just the pass wasn't good enough. Yeah, I mean they're masters at retaining the ball and kind of ticking it over in tight areas, and starting to grind you down as a team. Start taking away all your ambition with their constant possession, and it's something that most international teams now are used to when you play Spain. And it looks like Croatia have just gone into that mode of like, okay, we know what you're going to do, so there'll only be certain places we start to press. Robin Norman playing it out from the back for Spain and looking for the run of Morata into the penalty area. Out came the goalkeeper Livakovic very confidently to root one ball over the top. That not the ticky-tacky football that we've been talking about from Spain, but it almost, Alan Pardew, paid off. Yeah, the keeper just had a slip actually. It was going through to him and it just slipped, and you thought, oh, maybe Morata will get in, but it was just too long. Think forward for Croatia by Pongracic into the centre circle. The referee Michael Oliver has spotted a foul on Lovro Majer. What an atmosphere these Croatian supporters are generating. It's brilliant, isn't it? It really is. Hopefully that's coming across to you guys listening back at home. The second of our 3 live commentaries from Euro 2024 on this Saturday afternoon. A sizzling Saturday. Still to come, Albania against Italy, the other game in this group already. We've brought you full live commentary of Switzerland's surprisingly easy win against Hungary. Many people tipping the Hungarians as potential dark horses, including yourself, including me. But their campaign off to a shocker, much like Scotland last night, hammered 5-1 in Munich by the host Germany. Goals galore at the start of the tournament isn't usually the way. No. Croatia have the ball and it's swept out from the right hand side to this near left touchline, looking for Kramaric. Well defended by Dani Carvajal, their experienced right full-back for Spain, scored in the Champions League final for Real Madrid just a couple of weeks ago, and Spain now quickly turn defence into attack, and they're looking for Yamal, who started confidently, the teenager on this right-hand side, running at Guardiola, crossing left-footed, blocked by Kramaric back doing his defensive duty, but they've kept it alive here, Spain, and the ball was threaded into the penalty area by Fabian Ruiz. He had 3 players ahead of him, they weren't quite on their toes, and in the end Livakovic, the yellow-shirted Croatia goalkeeper, gathers that pass from Ruiz pretty comfortably.
Yeah, that all started actually from a Croatian press that wasn't really good enough, and Spain just went through it, through the lines, and Ruiz found himself in a pocket. They got it out to Yamal, and then they had one of those attacks that you know Spain can do so well, where they just got it around the 18-yard box, as Man City do in the Premier League, and they're very good when they get in areas.
They scored 10 goals, Spain, in their 2 warm-up games for this tournament. They were only up against Andorra and Northern Ireland, but confidence-boosting victories nonetheless. They had the ball inside the centre circle with Lenormand. Again, he's looking for Yamal. You can see they trust this youngster, and he's running at Guardiola, twisting one way then the other, cuts it back for Carvajal just on the edge of the area. Low ball in, steered away by Pongracic, but certainly Alan Pardew, the Spanish players are not afraid to let Yamal just have possession and run at Guardiola.
Yeah, and he's staying really wide, Yamal, you know, like giving him lots of width, but Croatia is staying narrow for some reason. He's getting so much time. Whether that's a tactic that they've kind of worked on, thinking not to go tight with him because of his pace, so you know, it might be just asking him technically to be stronger.
Ball chipped forward for Nico Williams on the other wing. He's got pace to burn as well, but it's really good defending by Josip Stanisic. Watched it all the way, and in the end forces Nico Williams to run the ball behind for a goal kick, but they're having to soak up an awful lot of early pressure here. 0-0, but it's all Spain at the moment.
Yeah, Spain looking like, you know, at the top of the pitch. Those 2 young players already are making an impact, and again here they're on a high press here, Spain. It'd be interesting to see if Croatia can play through them.
Well, they've won possession with Rodri high up the pitch, and that could mean problems for Croatia. Morata with a shot from the edge of the area, saved down low to the left by Livakovic, but that all came from Croatia sloppily playing their way out from the back, intercepted by Rodri, and in the end he scuffed the shot, Morata.
Yeah, it's good set play by Spain, and they're really getting after Croatia. They're obviously saying you're not going to have any possession. We're going to kind of dictate this game.
Livakovic again goes long upfield again. Spain win it back with the red-booted Carvajal. Rodri dropping deep to the halfway line. Arguably the world's best holding midfielder, the Manchester City man. 70-odd games unbeaten before that shock defeat against Manchester United in the FA Cup final 3 weeks ago today. Carvajal pokes the ball back into the Spanish half and finds Nacho, and a bit of respite for Croatia. Goalless, we've played 8 minutes, but almost exclusively inside the Croatian half, and here comes Spain again. Morata with a little back heel to the edge of the area. He was looking for Fabian Ruiz, it was cleared away.
And it's just Ruiz is getting a little bit more space over that side, because Modric is playing right side of that free for Croatia, and he's just twice let him go, Ruiz, and they're going to need to watch that. You can't give him that kind of space.
Everybody bar Unai Simon, the Spain goalkeeper, inside the Croatian half, right in front of us here at the Olympic Stadium in beautiful Berlin. A really warm afternoon, the pitch looking resplendent. Here's Nico Williams running at Stanisic again down the Spanish left-hand side. Both those wingers either side of Morata, so dangerous, so quick. Certainly these Croatian fullbacks are going to sleep well tonight at their training base, around about an hour and a half from here, Lakeside training campus. Hope they've got plenty of rest in the build-up to this game. Here's Carvajal, because Spain continuing to pass the ball around at will, live on TalkSport. Nacho on the halfway line for La Roja, plays it forward in towards Pedri, and he quickly sweeps it out to that left-hand side. Nico Williams dispossessed, and shoots Arlo. A little Cruyff turn inside his own penalty area. The Croatian fans enjoyed that, and it was effective, and then it's booted up in the sky by Livakovic, the goalkeeper. 0-0.
I mean, they're struggling to get 4 or 5 passes, Croatia. You know, there's good pressure from Spain.
Morata, the captain, was he caught there? Referee Michael Oliver just paused for a moment, and the end decided it was a foul by Shoutalo. And a free kick here for Spain. Probably a little bit too far out for a shot, but certainly they can summon the likes of Nacho and Lenormand forward from the back. We've got an all-English officiating team out on the pitch there. Michael Oliver, the referee, and 2 Premier League assistants as well. Always an honour to be asked to come and take charge of matches at a major tournament. Michael Oliver will be hoping for a quiet afternoon.
Particularly if he's going to Croatia on holiday.
Which I'm told is a lovely part of the world to visit.
Absolutely.
Nico Williams stands over the free kick. He's going to dink it into the penalty area. It's a poor effort, actually. There were 4 or 5 red shirts to aim at. The ball over the heads of them all and behind for a goal kick.
Set play is so important in these tournaments, and you can't afford to waste any of them. And that was a real waste from Nico Williams. I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to do there. But most teams now, you know, particularly set plays in that sort of 35 yards away from goal, really high lines. So it has to be a real perfect delivery to find anyone.
Here's Modric. Haven't mentioned the Real Madrid man on too many occasions in the first 11 minutes. Here he just plays the ball against Nico Williams and is happy to win a throw and just slow the tempo of the game on what is, as I mentioned already, a warm afternoon. And this Croatian side certainly one of the older average starting 11s in the tournament. They're going to want to try and play as much of the game at their own pace as they can, but at the moment Spain aren't allowing them that privilege. Rodri into midfield and Nacho with time to lift his head and plays the ball out to Marc Cucurella, who had a really good end to the season at Chelsea after what's been a difficult couple of years at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, he had a strange season, didn't he? You know, there was
ball thrusted forward for Williams, but again too much pace on it, and the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he kind of had a period where at Chelsea you thought it wasn't going to happen, and then suddenly he sort of played his way back in through injuries or whatever. He got a chance again, and he's done very well. And he's debuted today, is it? I think the national side.
Competitive debut, yeah. Played a couple of the warm-up games. Oh, again they've been caught playing out from the back here, Croatia. Lesson clearly not learned. Just about going to get away with it because of a rash challenge from Yamal, but that's twice now, Alan Pardew, that they've taken short goal kicks, and twice Spain have swarmed all over them.
Yeah, Spain, because they've got a lot of energy on the pitch. It's a good policy from them to go and press this Croatian side. And as you say, Modric has hardly featured at the moment.
He has played the ball out to the right-hand side, and Stanisic, though, and a rare opportunity for Croatia to come forward. Goalless on TalkSport. We've played 13 minutes in the Olympic Stadium, Berlin. Don't forget, we got England's first game live from Gelsenkirchen tomorrow evening as they take on Serbia. Stuart Pearce, former England fullback, amongst the commentary team. Adrian Durham on hosting duty. Later tonight on TalkSport, we've got the second game in this group as Albania take on Italy. Italy, the defending champions. Nobody seems to be fancying them to retain the trophy either.
It's strange that this is the group of death, really, because all 3 teams, although obviously big names, Croatia, Spain and Italy, not really fancied to win it.
Well, probably with questions to answer. Here's Modric. Certainly he hasn't got any questions to answer after what's been a stunning career for club and country. His 176th appearance tonight, and he's helping Croatia get the ball forward into a dangerous area. But it was a poor take from the sky by Guardiola, well forward, and the ball is behind for a goal kick, and that will frustrate Zlatko Dalic, the Croatian manager, who stands arms folded down below us in his all-black suit with those TV presenter pumps on his feet. The first Croatian manager to take charge of the national team at 4 different tournaments.
Done very well, hasn't he?
He will be concerned at how the opening 14 minutes have panned out. Nico Williams has been flagged for being offside, I think, there in the centre circle. He's trying to play the ball out to Yamal on this right touchline. 0-0 the score.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if I was a Croatian boss, I'd be quite happy with this last couple of minutes. They've just started to get some passes in. Modric has had 3 or 4 little 1-2s with a back 4, just getting a feel of the ball, sort of growing into the game a little bit.
But again, they've given it away. And again, Spain can capitalise. Yamal gets the ball onto his left foot. Oh, he just slipped as he went to strike it. Deflects off one of those Croatian defenders, Pongracic, and cheaply into the arms of Livakovic, the goalkeeper. That could have been a big moment.
Yeah, actually, it won't make his show reel for sure. It was like a toe punt that didn't come off. But I think he'll have better moments in the tournament.
Did score a couple of goals in qualifying. The youngest player ever to do so. Doesn't celebrate his 17th birthday until the day after the final.
Yes. Incredible age.
Doesn't look like a 16-year-old, does he, in terms of his stature either. Quite stocky, broad shoulders. Here come Croatia on the counter-attack, and the ball is flicked forward towards Budimir. The goalkeeper, Simon, had to come a long way off his line there to head it behind. Again, it was just a punt upfield that almost caused problems. Here's Modric. Plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Stanisic content to let it go out for a throw because it deflected off a Spain player. Was that just a lapse of concentration almost at the heart of the Spanish defence?
Yeah, they just a couple of moments that Croatia have created suggest that they're going to create in this game. I'm not completely convinced about Spain's back four, but their press is good, and at the top of the pitch when it comes down this end, down Croatian's defensive end, they look a threat. So for us, as neutrals, I think we're going to get some goals here.
Brozovic on the halfway line for Croatia. Plays his club football alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Al Nassr over in Saudi Arabia. Brozovic, he's played it back into the Croatian half, and it just does feel like they've got a bit more of a handle on this game in the last 4 or 5 minutes, having been totally outplayed for the first 10 without Spain creating too many opportunities.
Yeah, a couple of turnovers where they've had half chances, Spain, but that's all.
Stanisic plays the ball forward to Maya as the Croatian roar goes up again. That was clumsy from Kukureya, right on the edge of the area. Maya upended. A free kick here, right on the corner of the 18-yard box.
Needless foul, wasn't it? No need to make that challenge, and he's now put the back four of Spain in a really awkward situation, because that's a great position for Modric to deliver.
17 minutes played, Spain 0, Croatia 0, but this feels like a big opportunity for the World Cup semi-finalists in Qatar. Modric very much the orchestrator, and he is going to curl this ball in, left-footed from the right-hand side. And there are 6 Croatian players waiting in the 18-yard box. Can they get the delivery right here? Modric threatened to take it. In the end, it's swept in low by Maya. Disappointing, out for a throw.
Cardinal were all there. Don't hit the first man. And you see it at all levels of football, don't you? Even at this, the highest level, you can't even get it over the first defender. It wasn't Modric, by the way.
It was Maya, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the end, Modric stepped over the ball and Maya whipped it in, but those Croatian centre-backs who ran the length of the pitch to try and get on the end of it had to trudge back, having seen it deflect off the first Spanish defender. Still goalless here on Talk Sport.
Good little spell for Croatia, though. As you say, they definitely got a sort of grounding now in the game. It's starting to sort of even itself up a bit.
They're definitely winning the battle on the terraces. These Croatian fans, many of them decked out in their replica Modric jerseys, on their feet, singing their anthems. The Spanish contingent over on the far left-hand side, just to the left of that gap in this Olympic stadium where the sun is just creeping through, where that Olympic torch entered the arena all those years ago. And there's a venue steeped in infamous history, and there are nods to it everywhere you look, with the giant blocks of stone that make up many of the stairwells. It was modernised back in 2004, but they were keen to preserve the ancient architecture. Alvaro Morata, the Spain captain, has just been penalised for clipping the heels of Pongracic as he tried to carry the ball out from the back. Free kick for Croatia deep inside their own half.
Those whistles actually for Michael Oliver, because he should have played an advantage there. He'd braced in the middle, but he did get fouled, but he was away there. He could have passed it forward, but Michael brought him back.
Croatia have the ball right on the edge of their own area. They're defending the half level without Coverage in position at the back here of this Olympic Stadium. And the two dugouts are absolutely enormous down in front of us.
Yeah,
probably needs to be 23 players on there, but I guess the squads are so big now, and so is the backroom contingent that managers like to assemble.
It was almost like an NFL game, wasn't it? At the start, we had like 52 players on the pitch warming up.
Kukureya dispossessed inside the centre circle. Stanisic looking to make progress down the right hand side. Kukureya quickly closed him down, so they go back, Croatia, into their own half, and in fact all the way back to Livakovic, the Fenerbahce goalkeeper. And he swings his pass out the right hand side, where it's picked up by Brozovic. He swings it over this near touchline, and Guardiola, operating on the left of that back four as he did so often for Manchester City, got some big goals for Pep Guardiola's side as they beat Arsenal to the Premier League title at the back end of the campaign. The second most expensive defender in the history of football.
Yeah.
Here he is again, Guardiola, deep inside the Spanish half of the field, back to Mateo Kovacic, his Manchester City teammate. Good spell of possession this for Croatia. Can they carve an opportunity with it? Not quite. The ball was slid through into the penalty area. Budimir was there, but so too was Unai Simon, the goalkeeper. It was onside, Budimir, but good starting position from Simon, and he collapses on top of the ball and then clears it upfield for Spain. 0-0.
Yeah, those through balls are so important that your goalkeeper is alive to those and comes out and cuts them out, so that you haven't got to do a slide tackle back towards your own goal. So it's good goalkeeping that.
Here's Guardiola, 10 yards inside Croatian territory. Plays it out to the right, and Šutalo certainly moving the ball with much more confidence, much more purpose now, Croatia, after a more spacious start. Here's Brozovic, out to the right, crossed into the area, and it was met by Budimir, and under pressure he can only steer the header wide, but that gives the Croatian contingent inside the stadium plenty to cheer about.
Yeah, you can just sense that they're getting more of a grip of the game, and so can the crowd. That was why there was such a big cheer on that attack. It was a good chance, actually. It was a decent cross. The other centre-half was out of position, and Lemon was just fortunate there that the Croatian couldn't get it on target.
He had a really good season at Osasuna over in Spain. Budimir, 2 goals in his last 3 internationals as well, but couldn't get the header on target, and this time it's Croatia trying to force mistakes in the Spanish back line. In the end it's gone behind for a goal kick, but they had 4 or 5 players there right on the edge of the area, stopping Spain playing their way out from the back.
It's always so interesting in these international games, you know, the flow of the game, who's got it, and right at this particular moment you know Croatia have got it. It's just kind of swings and roundabouts. Spain to get control for a little period, then Croatia. When you've got teams of this quality, it's about being really disciplined when the opposition have the ball.
That's the voice of Alan Pardew, former Newcastle, West Ham, Crystal Palace manager, among others, part of our commentary team here at the Olympic Stadium, Berlin. We've played 24 minutes, so past the midway point of the first half, and it's still Spain 0, Croatia 0. And Croatia have a free kick midway inside their own half. Nico Williams straying into an offside position as Morata looked to flick on the goal kick from Simon. Livakovic, the Croatian goalkeeper, was hoping, I think, the ball there would roll behind for a goal kick. It didn't. In the end he plays it out to the left hand side, and Guardiola off Carvajal wins a throw. Danny Carvajal, 32 years of age now, says he's in the peak of fitness thanks to a broccoli diet. Fancy a bit of that?
I remember when I was at West Ham, Christian Daly, you eat so much broccoli. I He used to have plates and plates of it, so it's not a new thing.
Better than a bratwurst diet, which is what we've been enjoying over here in Berlin so far.
Yeah, it's been good though, those good sausage here.
Livakovic, the Croatia goalkeeper, clears the ball right-footed towards the centre circle. Budimir just a bit overzealous with the challenge on the Norman, and it's going to be a free kick for Spain on halfway. Spain 3 times winners of this competition, back-to-back of course in 2008 and 2012. And amongst their substitutes, Jesus Navas is the only survivor from their 2012 winning team.
Another Man City player. Yeah, Navas.
Yeah, now playing.
I think he won the Premier League title
over in Spain with Sevilla. Yeah, I think he was part of that first Premier League title winning team.
Yeah.
He is amongst the subs today. Aymeric Laporte officially features on the team sheet, but we don't expect him to be fit enough to come on, having picked up a muscle injury in training. Livakovic for the punt up into the Berlin sky. Kukurea nods it down, but they don't keep it for very long, and then Morata winning it back from Modric, who wanted a free kick, nothing given by Michael Oliver. And here's Nico Williams, deep delivery towards the far post, too deep for Yamal, and behind for a goal kick for Croatia. It will stay 0-0.
Yeah, actually both the young players, although obviously they're going to be a massive threat, are both slightly disappointed so far, you know, in terms of their technical play. Nico Williams, 2 or 3 crosses he's put in, both not really been on the money. Yamal has had a couple of moments not quite there, but that's what happens with young players. You got to stick with them, and you know they got that audacity to turn the game.
Well, I do wonder if this could actually end up being quite a low-scoring group. We've talked about Morata. He actually averages a goal every 2 games for Spain, but a lot of them come against the minnows in qualifying.
And he's had some terrible stuff in Spain, hasn't he, social media-wise, when he missed a couple of big chances. I was reading, that he doesn't actually want to play in Spain anymore. It's strange, really, and horrible to hear that.
Yeah, I think he's also aware that Atletico Madrid are actively looking for replacements, and he's got a bit Eric Ten Hag, really. He said, if they don't want me to score goals, I'll go and score goals for somebody else.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the best way of addressing your critics. But there's question marks about Spain up front. The same, I think, can be said for Croatia. Italy, to me, don't seem to have an out-and-out goal scorer, and Albania scored very few goals in qualifying, so this group could be decided on small margins. That's why this opening game is so important for both countries.
Yeah, the margins are always tight, but when you haven't got an out-and-out goal scorer, they do become that much tighter. You know, obviously England has the luxury of Harry Kane, and you like to think he might put some daylight between those margins.
And Germany spread their goals around last night against Scotland live on Talk Sport.
Excellent, were they?
Musiala particularly impressive. Germany will go again in midweek, so too will Scotland, and they take on Switzerland, who beat Hungary earlier today. That's on Wednesday night live on Talk Sport, and you feel they're going to need a positive result to avoid yet another early exit from a major tournament. These two usually get beyond the group stage, although when it comes to the Euros, that's where it ends for Croatia. They have struggled to get past the first knockout round in the European Championships, despite the fact they've been so good in World Cups, twice finishing 3rd. Here comes Spain, ball slotted forward for Morata, timed his run, Morata one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Alvaro Morata with a captain's goal slots Spain into the lead. Well, that is certainly one way to silence your critics. He was already Spain's record goal scorer at European Championships, and he's just added yet another. It was just a Route 1 ball.
Yeah, it was
from the centre circle. Morata clearly onside, in between the 2 Croatian centre-backs, and he kept his composure, and he fired beyond Livakovic to make it Spain 1, Croatia 0.
I mean, that's a rare goal at international level. I mean, that's just such a simple ball. You know, it's just come straight through the middle, and the 2 centre-halves found themselves square and too high. And Morata's just got a free run at goal. He's like 35, 40 yards out. He carries it into the box, takes his time, relaxes, left foot finish, right side of the goalie, and Spain lead 1-0.
And those Croatian supporters who've been loud and proud to this point, all of a sudden are sat rather solemnly in their seats at the Spanish fans, all in red and yellow, away to our left-hand side, who are celebrating. They were hoping and praying, I think, that the offside call would come, but he clearly was the right side of the Croatian backline. They were caught flat-footed, and Spain have the breakthrough. They lead here by 1-0 in Berlin.
From the captain, the guy who was all about social media. I wonder what the social media is saying about him now.
Here come Croatia looking for an immediate equaliser. Kovacic, edge of the penalty area, shoots left-footed. Comfortable save for Simon. Down to his left, the effort from Kovacic, having carried the ball a long way, lacked any real conviction.
Yeah, and the two Spanish centre-backs again dropped off a little bit too much for me there. You know, I said early in the tie we might get goals in this game, and they had a great chance there, Croatia, straight away.
Well, they're going to have to come out now, aren't they? They can't afford to sit deep and allow Spain to continue to dominate possession. You talked about Luka Modric, by the way, and his lack of influence on the game so far. The number crunchers tell us he's only touched the ball 14 times in this first half. 31 minutes gone. Croatia 1-0 down.
Yeah, they have lacked control, but they've had moments in this game. I mean, it's been fairly even. I mean, the goal was a complete gift, really, for Spain. So they have their noses in front now, and Croatia got it all to do.
Luis de la Fuente, the Spanish manager, has already won the European Championship for both under-19 and under-21 level. He'll be delighted that his team are in front. And here's Yamal looking once again to run at Guardiola into the penalty area. Turns one way, then the other. He was looking to cut it back for Nico Williams, just couldn't get through a very crowded 18-yard box, but he's still got the ball, Yamal, and he's kept them on the front foot here, Spain. And they might get a shooting opportunity. Ruiz skipped away from a couple of challenges, and then he fires left-footed into the bottom corner, and in double quick time, Spain double their lead. Fabian Ruiz with a finish after some fancy footwork makes it Spain 2, Croatia 0.
What a goal that is. I mean, Yamal does so well out here on the left side. It's a switch of play. And Yamal does, really what he does. He comes in on his left foot, dances a little bit, but he gets a pass into Ruiz, who's caused a lot of problems in that pocket on that left-hand side. And his feet are phenomenal. He skips past one, brings it back. We're just seeing the replay now. He has a chance to shoot. He cuts back, shoot again, no, cuts back. And then a left foot driven low ball down in the bottom corner. What a great goal. Possibly the best goal of the tournament so far.
2 goals in 3 minutes, and Spain in control of this opening day game in Group B. You have to say now, it feels, Alan Pardew, a long, long way back for Croatia.
Absolutely. I mean, the first goal, as I say, was a goal that they won't be pleased with Spain, but Croatia. But the second goal, there was real quality from Spain in that. That was real great technical play. And again, Croatia get a chance.
Right from the restart, Guardiola, edge of the box, plays it into the penalty area. And they're going to get a shot off here towards the bottom corner. Saved by the goalkeeper, and then fired into the side netting by Maya. And half the ground, when they saw the net ripple, thought they were back in it. The initial effort from Brozovic was well saved by Simon. And I wonder if Maya needed to go across the goalkeeper. It was a very tight angle to try and turn in the rebound.
Well, it's a terrible effort. I mean, he only needs to take a half second longer. He's got the whole goal to shoot at. If he goes across the goal, he hits it at the near post, and it's just off balance. It's horrible. But twice now Spain have taken goals, and both times they could have conceded straight after.
Yeah, big chances for Croatia. Right from the kickoff, having twice picked the ball out from the back of their net. They trail by 2-0 here on TalkSport. We've got 11 minutes the first half to play. It's been a really entertaining spectacle, matched by the noise and the colour around the Olympic Stadium Berlin, but it's those Spanish fans who are bouncing in unison over on the far side, the side of the stadium that is covered in shadow. Croatia staring down the barrel of only their second ever opening day defeat at the Euros. Their last was against England back in 2021. Went down by a goal to nil. And they are 2 down here with 10 minutes the first half to play, and again they launch it long upfield. Haven't been afraid to do that.
No.
And Nico Williams is challenged by Shutalo, and the ball is behind for what I think is the first corner kick of the game.
I think it is. Well, it's interesting that the Spanish correspondent that we had come on saying that, you know, they're not afraid to go longer than they've ever done before. Then they pass through, then suddenly they hit, you know, that direct ball onto the back of you with Nico Williams and Yamal this side, and it's paid dividends for them.
3 minutes and 17 seconds between the 2 Spain goals officially, and they have a corner here that they're going to whip in from the left-hand side, right footed by Nico Williams and headed over the crossbar, met by Lenormand, and I think he'll be disappointed he couldn't keep the header down.
Yeah, it was a good chance, really. Great ball in at that near post, just beyond the near post is perfect if you've got a really good jumper, and it was a good jump, but he didn't get it the direction of the header on target.
2-0 Spain lead with 9 minutes the first half plus stoppage time to play. Alvaro Morata with the opener, and only Cristiano Ronaldo and Michel Platini have scored more goals now at the Euros than Morata. 7 for him, 9 for Platini, 14 for Cristiano Ronaldo, which is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, and he could well add to that, couldn't he? The form he's in.
Well, they've got a very winnable group as well.
Yeah.
Portugal. They're my tips to win it, but I tip Hungary to be half decent, so don't rush down the bookies. Here's Carvajal playing it forward into the Croatian half. Spain looking very confident now with this 2-0 lead. Jamal back into midfield, and Rodri. That gives you confidence as well, doesn't it? When you're going forward, that you've got Rodri just shielding that back four and doing such a brilliant job of it. Here they come again. Nico Williams on the edge of the area. Morata out to Cucurella, who lashes the cross. Thrashed at it, and it's behind for a goal kick, and Cucurella has gone down inside the penalty area, having been caught, I think, after he played the ball.
I don't know what the stats are for Spain losing games when they take the lead, but I'm guessing it's a pretty good stat, because they're one of those teams that, you know, when they take the lead, they frustrate you with possession then, and that's when you start coming out of your pockets, starting to put, you know, you feel like you've got to put some pressure on them, and then they cut through you again. I mean, it hasn't got to that stage just yet, but that's why Spain over the years have always been good when they've taken the lead.
Well, they've only lost one of their last 12 group games at the Euros. They've also won 7, drawn one of their last 8 competitive matches, so they're coming here banging form. And I think we've seen that in the first half, though Croatia have had opportunities. And here's Maya, who had one of those big chances to get Croatia back in it soon after Fabian Ruiz had added to Morata's opener. And when they have been able to get the ball wide, particularly on this left-hand side of Guardiola, they have looked like they can cause problems. As a Spanish player face down inside the centre circle, Pedri is holding his face, and the referee Michael Oliver is just pointing to his head and saying he had no choice there but to stop the game. And I think he took the ball full in the face as it was cleared upfield by Kovacic.
Yeah, and then these breaks are always important for managers, because you know you can get a message onto the pitch, get kind of some difference that you might think will make before your half time. So nice chance for them. Actually, the Croatian manager hasn't even come out of his dugout. Spanish team are at the edge. You're just giving out a few instructions. Probably, I would suggest, just get us into half time. Don't do anything foolish. We'll take that 2-0.
2 excellent goals, 2 very different goals. Morata one-on-one with Livakovic, the goalkeeper, but he kept his composure, gave the goalkeeper the eyes and just rolled it calmly into the bottom corner. The second goal came as a result, firstly, of brilliant play from Lamine Yamal, who I think has had an excellent first half when he's been in possession, keeping the move alive after a cross had actually been overhit towards him. And then Fabian Ruiz, the speed of thought to twist one way and then the other, and then hesitate before firing the shot with venom into the bottom corner.
I think Ruiz has been the best player on the pitch by some distance, actually. In that first sort of 10 minutes, he found little pockets on that left-hand side there, and then the finish for the goal was fantastic.
Croatia have a throw-in, level with the away dugout. Croatia are the away team officially for this one. Zlatko Dalic has now come out to the edge of the technical area, but he stood arms folded in almost silent fashion. De La Fuente to his left, much more animated. The man tasked with overseeing this Spanish rebuild. As Livakovic, the Croatia goalkeeper, plays the ball long upfield, but it's well won by Lenormand. Modric trying to bring it down, he plucked it beautifully from the sky and was then barged over by Rodri, so it's going to be a free kick for Croatia.
They've done a good job on Modric, haven't they? You know, whenever he's been in possession, there's been Spanish players around him, fouling him, getting round him, making him uncomfortable.
Modric with the free kick, plays it out to the right-hand side, and Brozovic, opportunity here maybe for Maya to get across into the area, but only Budimir to aim at in the centre, so they're just going to hold on to possession here, Croatia. Try and look for little gaps to play in. Haven't been able to find too many gaps in this Spanish back line. We've got 4 minutes the first half to play. It's 2-0 to Spain. For those of you just joining us on this Saturday afternoon, opportunity here for Maya inside the penalty area. He crosses it right across the 6-yard line. It's fired towards the far corner by Kramaric, and any kind of touch and the ball would have been in the back of the net.
It was a foul, actually, that was played on.
It's Joško Guardiola who got the shot away.
Yeah, and Guardiola hits it well into the ground. It goes heading towards the far post. Keeper misses it, and the striker misses it as well.
It was Budimir coming in. If he'd been able to get on the end of it,
missed it by about a foot.
That's the third good opportunity that Croatia have created in this first half, despite the fact that Spain have had probably 75% of possession. They have had chances.
Yeah, you can't say this game is over. I mean, because Croatia, as you say, created 3 clear chances and had control of the game in periods.
Will he be disappointed, Dalic, with the defending, particularly for the first goal?
The first goal for sure. Yeah.
And again, those are the small margins that we were talking about.
Yeah. If I was manager of Gillingham, I'd be unhappy with that goal. Croatia.
Spain trying to pressure Croatia inside their own half. Luka Modric, who never really shows any signs of being under pressure, finds Guardiola. They can't keep it. And here's Rodri for Spain. Feels like he was dragged to the ground, but the referee again was right on the spot. Michael Oliver says play on. And here is Cucurella. He plays the ball out to the left-hand side, and Nico Williams, who is content to win a throw, and that probably backs up what Alan Pardew was saying, that the message from De La Fuente would have been just make sure we get through to half-time with this 2-0 lead intact.
A massive mental barrier that will be if you can get in and not let them have a chance as well now, you know, because you don't want to give them any hope. Let them go in and just dwell on that 2-0 lead that we have. It's a lovely feeling.
They have kept clean sheets in 6 of their last 8 Euros matches, Spain, so 2-0 feels significant with that in mind. Fabian Ruiz scored the second Spanish goal, dropped deep into his own half and allows Nacho to carry it forward, and Cucurella's got some space down the left. Nico Williams wanted the ball played early, and Cucurella delayed the cross. In the end it looped off Stanisic and kindly into the arms of Livakovic. I think if he had gone early, Nico Williams would have possibly had a clear run at goal.
Yeah, and also he almost pulled that back for Pedri there as well. Pedri was in oceans of space, and the defender just cut it out.
He's actually been the quietest of the midfield trio, hasn't he, for Spain? Yes, Pedri, Barcelona man, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz, much more influential to this point. We've got a little over a minute plus stoppage time to play in the first half. It's Spain 2, Croatia 0. Second of our 3 live commentaries here on Talk Sport on this first Saturday of the Euros. Coming up later, we've got Albania taking on Italy. That's the second game in this group already. Switzerland have beat Hungary and Germany's group. Here's Maya, left corner of the penalty area for Croatia. They're going to try and get a goal back here before half-time if they possibly can. Kramaric urged to shoot by the Croatian fans. He does so from a long way out, and it was always wide.
Yeah, that wasn't troubling anybody. And Spain will be happy with that. They start shooting from that distance, so you can see that there's a real discipline about Spain just to see this through this period. What have we got? A minute left.
Yeah, we're about to find out actually how many added minutes there will be. The fourth official, Anthony Taylor, another Premier League representative, is just tapping away on the electronic board. Did have that slight stoppage because of a head injury for Pedri, but didn't take too long. Nice Simon with the ball forward, flicked on by Morata, the Spain captain, score of their opener, nerve-settling opener. 2 added minutes is the verdict. 2 minutes for Croatia to give themselves way back into this game before half-time, and they're streaming forward, the red and white Czech jerseys. Kramaric crosses towards the penalty area, headed away. Modric brings it down beautifully again. Again, he's got 2 Spanish players quickly around him, but that enables space for others. And it's Mateo Kovacic with a right-footed curling effort, but well wide of the top left-hand corner, which is what he was aiming for from 22 yards out. 2-0 Spain.
Yeah, some crisp passing as you'd expect from Croatia, trying to make something happen before half-time. But again, a shot from distance. They should, perhaps get another pass in, try and probe a little bit more, work on the nervousness of Spain, trying to guard that 2-0 lead for half-time. And it does make you edgy. You just want to get in now, when you've got a lead like this.
It's only 1 clean sheet now for Croatia in their last 13 games at the Euros. I mentioned already their record in this competition compared to World Cups is pretty average. Here's Nico Williams into the penalty area, trying to cut the cross back for Pedri, and it's steered behind by Pongracic. Again, Nico Williams very lively, coming over the right-hand side this time. Almost picking out his teammate in the centre.
He does that well. He comes off that left flank and goes right across the middle of the pitch and ends up in the middle of the goal. And again, a great opportunity there. Just couldn't get his crossing.
So Spain have a corner in stoppage time at the end of the first half. They lead by 2-0, taken short. Nico Williams to the edge of the area. Yamal with a cross, swept in towards the near post, and it's the 3rd goal for Spain. And Dani Carvajal, fresh from netting in the Champions League final, has his first ever international goal, and surely it wraps up this win before half-time. It is Spain 3, Croatia 0. That was a corner routine right from the training pitch.
Yeah, and I actually thought, why is he putting it in there? Because obviously we're running the clock down, we're a 2-0 lead, but Yamal goes, I fancy myself. They give him a bit too much time. He whips in a great left-footed ball into that sort of pocket within the near post and the goalkeeper. It looked marginally offside, but it wasn't the goal scorer, so I think it's going to stay given.
Yeah, he ran the wrong side of Pongracic.
Yeah, the Spanish player on the far side looked offside, but
clearly not interfering.
Yeah, absolutely. And another disappointing goal from Croatia's point of view defensively. That's a gift for Spain.
Well, it's the last kick of the first half. Dani Carvajal rounding off a dream 45 minutes as far as Spain are concerned. They dominated possession right from the start. It took until the 28th minute for them to turn that domination into goals. The captain Alvaro Morata with his 7th goal at the Euros, a calm one-on-one finish beyond Livakovic having timed his run to perfection. 3 minutes later, Fabian Ruiz, after some nimble footwork, arrowed his shot left-footed into the bottom corner, and Carvajal in stoppage time, turning home from close range from a brilliant delivery from Yamal. Croatia did have chances either side, Alan Pardew, of those first 2 Spain goals, but it's been a painful first half here. It is Spain 3, Croatia 0.
Well, we wondered, didn't we, if the youthful energy of this Spain side would be the difference here in Berlin against the veterans, the likes of Luka Modric in that Croatia midfield. They have just been a little bit too sharp, a little bit too smart, a little bit too ready for this game here against Croatia. The Croatians just let 5% off it, and they have paid the price a number of times. And really, I think from a defensive point of view, they will be incredibly, incredibly disappointed. Is it game over? You'd have to think so at the break, and we just weren't expecting it. A goalless draw between these two in the Nations League final last summer. Two sides that are very closely matched, 8 and 10 in the world rankings. They've been miles apart, Alan, in that first half. Except for the fact you'd say Croatia have shown flashes and elements of getting themselves on the score sheet. They've made it way too easy for their opposition in the final third.
Yeah, and I think you summed that up very well. I think, you know, when you look at a side that is aging like Croatia, it's so easy to use that cliche and say, oh, you know, they're an old side, aging side. They didn't have the energy, but Spain certainly looked sharp, particularly the two wide players early on, and then they got a little bit sloppy, and you thought, you know, are they going to make the difference? In the end, it was just a straight ball right through the middle of the team, and Morata is never going to miss that chance, and he scores, gives them the lead, and from that moment then, Spain have looked comfortable, even though the back four of Spain have give up moments for Croatia. The 3-0 scoreline now makes it really difficult, almost impossible.
I have to say that first goal had the effect of killing that great atmosphere that we spoke about with all these Croatian fans, in excess of 50,000 of them. They make up probably 80-85% of the fans that we have here inside the stadium. There were hisses and boos at half-time. The mood has completely changed, but that first goal, I think, left the Croatian side looking kind of shell-shocked and fearing the worst. That is something that we have not come to see from Croatia at major tournaments of late. They just didn't feel like themselves.
Do you remember when we took the lead against them, England, they just absolutely dominated us after that period. They just got a grip of the game, and you could just sense them coming. That didn't happen today. They didn't get control. They had a moment straight after the goal, and then Spain again started to dictate. I mean, Ruiz has been absolutely brilliant in that left channel, and his second goal probably has turned this game for Spain to get the victory.
The Morata goal came on 29 minutes, as you mentioned, a criminally high line as he ran in behind to put Spain ahead, but that high line was exposed again, this time down the flank by Yamal, who showed maturity with the ball, I have to say, in advance of his years. Remember, just 16 years old today, the youngest player ever to appear at a men's European Championship. But he cut inside, he had the ability. I think a lot of players would have taken the shot on. He stayed calm, he found a teammate, and Ruiz twisted, turned onto his left foot, slammed the ball into the bottom corner, and you almost felt, is that it? Certainly Croatia couldn't concede the third, but they did. This time it came from a well-worked set piece. Dani Carvajal getting his first goal for his country.
Again from Yamal.
But from Yamal, but again it felt like the Croatia centre-backs were fast asleep.
Yeah, as I say, two of the goals, at any level of football, you'd be really disappointed. But just seeing the replay of the first goal, where he has so much time between the two centre-backs, and then for the third goal, the two centre-backs are asleep really, they're too high, and it's just a simple tap-in. But Yamal is right, all year for Barcelona, he comes in on that left foot, and you're thinking, he's so left-footed, but he does make the quality of pass and the decision-making process with that left foot be so clinical. And as I say, although I don't think he's been brilliant, he's created 2 goals.
That's the voice of Alan Pardew, the former West Ham, Newcastle and Crystal Palace boss, alongside myself, Hugh Wozencroft, in Berlin. We're kind of stunned by what we've seen in that first half. At the break, Spain lead Croatia by 3-0. Let's take a look at the latest odds with William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Well, you might as well pay out on a Spain victory at this point in time, but the Spain win is 1-150 on. The draw 45-1, and for Croatia to come back for a miracle victory from 3 goals down is 90-1. Maybe more likely, final score, Spain to win by 5-0 is 9-1. That was a look at the latest odds, all thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply, of course. It's 18 plus, and make sure you check out begambleaware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
So remember, we've got more live football for you on the way a little bit later on. We'll have Italy against Albania. Earlier today, Hungary beat Switzerland by 3-1. That, of course, in the same group as Scotland and Germany, who played last night. Loads of live sport going on today. Let's head to day 3 of the US Open Golf at Pinehurst. The latest from TalkSport's golf correspondent Rupert Bell.
Well, it's very difficult conditions. It may be sunny, but it's windy, and very fast greens is making it very difficult. Over half the 74 players have teed it up on this third day, and only 4 are in the red numbers. So that just shows you what a demanding test Pinehurst is proving to be. So anyone who can post a sub-70 score will find themselves going up the leaderboard. Ludwig Eiberg, the 24-year-old, trying to become the first debutant to win the US Open since 1913, is 5 under par. So impressive over the first 2 days. This is only his third major. But as I say, he's going to have to really keep his head if he wants to stay out in front. Bryson DeChambeau is among the closest pursuers at 4 under. Rory McIlroy grafted his way to an excellent 72 in the end yesterday, and he starts at 3 under. They're all going to be teeing up after 8 o'clock this evening. Out on the course, world number 1 Scotty Scheffler. Who'd have thought he'd have been amongst the early starters, but 2 disappointing days for him, but he did make it to the weekend. Well, he's currently level par for his round after 11 holes and that 5 over par. And also on that mark is Tommy Fleetwood, 5 over after 10 holes. But former US Open champion Matt Fitzpatrick's having a wretched day because he's 9 over for the day and he is at 14 over and currently propping up the field. But as I say, it's going to be a demanding test for the leaders later on. Anyone shooting level par or better will be mighty relieved at the end of the day.
So a very busy day across the world, in fact, when it comes to live sport. Just to update you on what's happening in the T20 World Cup, India and Canada was abandoned without a ball being bowled. Namibia will face England. That has been delayed. The teams are going to be announced at the toss as and when we get to it. Over on TalkSport 2 in Super League, we brought you Hull FC 18, Leeds 10, and Catalans will face off against Lee Leopards from 5:30. But here in Berlin at Euro 2024, jaws are on the floor. These Croatia fans are not happy at all. The Spaniards lead by 3-0. The second half is next.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. What's better than a last-minute winner? A crispy chicken royale delivered straight to your door.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every England game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
I need to get snacks. I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP. Gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Had him in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Get match ready with club card prices. Like milk chocolate Toblerone, now £2.75, down from £5.50. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Total around 360 grams, majority of larger stores, and 16th of June. Club Card or app required.
I tell you what, Jeff, it's been some journey, but here they are, just moments away from the whistle.
Absolutely, there's been twists, there's been turns, not to mention that parking of the bus, but as the clock runs down, I think they're going to make it.
It goes to show that you can really handle the pressure when your tyres are performing.
I'm home. Has the game started yet?
Top performance.
Driving home for the match? Keep your tyres in peak condition. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! What are you doing there? He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country. Come on, lads! Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes!
Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claims.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker.
Official broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
TalkSport.
Plenty to ponder for the Croatia boss Zlatko Dalic at half-time in Group B at Euro 2024. It is Spain 3, Croatia 0. Let's take a look at the half-time highlights with Carling.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Every international tournament needs a group of death, and this is surely the 2024 edition. Morata one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Alvaro Morata with a captain's goal slots Spain into the lead. Well, that is certainly one way to silence your critics. Ruiz skipped away from a couple of challenges, and then he fires left-footed into the bottom corner, and in double quick time, Spain double their lead. Fabian Ruiz with a finish. Yamal with a cross swept in towards the near post, and it's the third goal for Spain. And Dani Carvajal, fresh from netting in the Champions League final, has his first ever international goal, and surely it wraps up this win before half-time. Incredible first half, particularly on the scoreboard, I have to say, from Spain. Those are the half-time highlights. Thanks to Carling. It's 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Remember, a little bit later on, we're going to bring you Italy against Albania. That kicks off at 8 p.m. live here on TalkSport. Busy day again tomorrow across the TalkSport network. 2 o'clock on TalkSport. It is Poland against the Netherlands in Group D. We'll then have Slovenia against Denmark. That's on TalkSport 2 at 5 o'clock. And 8 p.m. Serbia against England. Gareth Southgate's side finally get their campaign underway. We can't wait. We'll have every single match live for you at Euro 2024 across the TalkSport network. Alan Pardew, the former West Ham boss, alongside me. I said just a few moments ago, on the scoreboard it's incredible, because although Spain have been dominant and they've been very, very good, it hasn't necessarily felt like a 3-0 match, so they do still need to be wary of the threats that Croatia pose in that second half.
You're absolutely right. I think the scoreline flatters the team in terms of Spain, but you know, whatever's happening in that dressing room at half-time, your leaders and the managers have got to do a great job in there, because that Croatian team, that would have been such a body blow. Literally a minute before you go in and you concede again to make it 3-0. So a real mental job in that dressing room to try and get them back on track, get some positivity in them, and try and get something in the early part of this game, because if they don't, then this game is just going to run away from them.
If they were ever set up for it to be a comeback, it's like a home match here. Like we said, we need positivity from these Croatia fans.
If they do get a goal, we know what's going to happen in the stadium. It will just come alive. So they're not out of it, I wouldn't say that, but it's a long climb back with this scoreline.
Long way back. Actually, Croatia trailed Spain 3-1 with just 5 minutes to go in the last 16. At the last Euros, they got an 85th minute goal, a 92nd minute goal to take the game into extra time. So maybe they will draw on some of that experience against tonight's opponents. But as you mentioned, Alan, it is a long way back, and we think changes are afoot from Croatia. I will leave you for the second half, live on TalkSport, of Spain 3, Croatia 0, with the former West Ham and Newcastle boss Alan Pardew and TalkSport's Alex Crook.
And desperate times call for desperate measures as far as Croatia are concerned, because Ivan Perisic looks like he is being readied for action. Has been out for a long time with a serious knee injury, Perisic, but with his team 3-0 down, I don't think it will be too long before we see Croatia's second highest goal scorer of all time entering the fray. For now, though, they are sticking with the team that started the game and that went in 3 behind at half-time. Spain have got us back underway here in the Olympic Stadium, Berlin, in their red jerseys, navy blue shorts and red socks. They are shooting from right to left. Croatia in their red and white checked shirts, white shorts and white socks. Looked as if Perisic was going to come on, Alan Pardew, because he was fully stripped and ready. He's actually just put a training bib on to warm up. But is that just a message to the Croatian players who did start the game? If you don't improve in the next 15 minutes, we're going to make those changes?
Without a shadow of a doubt, that was some kind of psychological play to improve the team. But I'm surprised that they've set up exactly the same way. They've got Modric again playing on this right-hand side. On Ruiz has had so much joy where he hasn't defended that area. And I would change Modric's position to get him, free him up and get him away from Ruiz.
Well, he's 39 in September. Modric is certainly not a guaranteed starter at Real Madrid anymore, and you just wonder, on the basis of what we've seen in that first half, is this maybe one international tournament too far? We'll find out, of course, in the fullness of time. Spain in possession with Cucurella down the left-hand side. They're unchanged as well, so Simon is the goalkeeper. Carvajal, who got that potentially crucial third goal right at the end of the first half, is on the right side of a back four, along with Lenormand, Nacho and Cucurella. Pedri, Rodri and Ruiz, who has really caught Alan Pardew's eye, make up the midfield trio with Yamal on one wing, Nico Williams on the other, and then Morata, scorer of the opener, in the number 9 role. Croatia with Livakovic, the goalkeeper, Stanisic, Šutalo, Pongracic, who you weren't very impressed with in the first half, and Guardiola make up the back four. Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic in midfield, with Maya, Budimir and Kramaric the attacking 3. Acres of space here for Morata to drive with the ball towards the Croatia penalty area. Brings in Cucurella to his left. There are 5 red shirts to aim at. Fabian Ruiz dispossessed, and then Cucurella, in trying to win it back from Stanisic, can only concede a throw. But for a moment there, Alan Pardew, they were wide open at the back, Croatia.
Yeah, they give the centre half, dribbling away. You're 3-0 down. He's dribbling on the halfway line. He gets robbed, and they almost get in again. I mean, the 2 centre backs for Croatia have been awful, but Pongaric, or however you pronounce that name, has been really bad.
He was recalled,
and I'm surprised actually to see him for the second half, to be honest.
He was 18 months in the international wilderness before being recalled in November. The ex-Bayern Munich youngster now plays his club football at Lecce over in Italy. Hugh Woozencroft was pointing to that incredible game at the last Euros when Spain squandered that 3-1 lead. The flip side, if you're a glasses half empty Croatia fan, they beat Costa Rica 7-0 in their first game of the last World Cup. They were 3-0 up at half-time then as well. We've got a stoppage in play here because there's an injury over on the far side. I think Carvajal just overstretched there as he went into a challenge. Maybe got a whack in the face as well from Andre Kramaric. So we're going to get a little bit of a delay. Don't forget, coming up later, the second game in this group, no doubt Albania and Italy fans will be keeping a keen eye on events here in Berlin before that game, live on TalkSport tomorrow. 3 more live commentaries for you, including Serbia against England in Gelsenkirchen. It all gets underway for Gareth Southgate's team in their group. Earlier today on TalkSport you heard Switzerland beat Hungary by 3-1. That's in the same group as Germany and Scotland. Play here in Berlin has restarted with still bright sunshine overhead. Stanisic there being put under pressure by Nico Williams, just about manages to find his goalkeeper Livakovic. And then Kukurea winning the header on the halfway line, but can only guide it into Pongracic. He's given the ball away again, and then it was a really rash challenge by the man that Alan Pardew has just been talking about. It's going to be a free kick after Pongracic brought down Rodri. Haven't seen a yellow card yet from Michael Oliver.
Is the VAR team English? I wondered.
The video assistant referee is from the Premier League. I think there is
operating the new offside automatic
assistant
rule.
VAR. Yeah, absolutely. And actually VAR has been used to good effect in this tournament so far, particularly that Germany game last night. Here come Croatia. You can hear from the noise they're on the attack. Guardiola with a shot from the edge of the penalty area, cleared by Danny Carvajal, and out for a throw over on that far side.
Yeah, just that trademark outside of the right foot Modric pass there got him in, and he probably would have been better off going down that left channel and hitting it across the goal, but he cut back and the chance went away.
David Coote is the assistant VAR, and he's got a Dutchman alongside him in Paul van Boekel, so pretty much an all Premier League team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
3-0 to Spain, as it was at half-time. We play 6 minutes in the second half in this Group B opener. La Roja in control, seemingly, but 1 goal back for Croatia might just give their large swathe of supporters who've taken up most of the Olympic Stadium some hope. And still Perisic amongst those Croatian subs warming up down below us. They've got a free kick inside the centre circle. Here is Stanisic. Modric takes the ball down by the corner flag. Stanisic back into Brozovic inside the centre circle, and then that was
great touch.
Well played to get the ball forward to Maya. Poor from Kramaric though, didn't have anywhere near as much time as he was looking for, turning on the edge of the penalty area, and it means that Spain can counter. Ruiz looking for Morata, well played by Stanisic, coming across and closing the angle, but Pedri keeps it alive, and that's a brilliant save from Livakovic to deny Yamal what would have been a history-making goal. Brilliant defending by Stanisic initially, but the ball bounced up favourably for Yamal, and you can tell by the expression on his face he thinks he's going to score the fourth. It's a really smart piece of goalkeeping.
Smart piece of goaling. I think underplays that. That's about as good a save as you're going to see in this tournament. He's going the wrong way in terms of his weight, and he's had to get his right hand down, a strong right hand. What a brilliant save. This spoils Yamal's day, by the way, the 16-year-old. That would have been a great headline, but what a brilliant save.
You could see by his facial expression he was stunned that Livakovic has produced that quality.
You don't need that.
That's not
you don't need that when you're 3-0
giving
down.
away a soft corner, trying to play it back to his goalkeeper. He's passed it straight behind, he shakes his head. The experienced Brozovic.
That's when the fan base kind of lose heart, isn't it? It's one of those where you just go, oh my goodness me.
Spain 3, Croatia 0. 53 minutes on the clock. Here is Yamal skipping away from Kovacic from the short corner routine again, and he's driven the cross all the way along the goal line almost, and again Livakovic to the rescue. He got a big hand on that and he palmed it away from danger.
I wonder if we're going to see a lot of that in this tournament, that Nico Williams coming all the way across to Yamal for the corners and then playing it short, the pair of them. I mean, that's what a handful that is, them two together.
I'll tell you what, actually it was almost an own goal there from Morata. He flicked it goalwards and his keeper came to the rescue. 3-0 to Spain. They're hunting a fourth here, and we are going to see Croatian changes now, and Perisic has thrown the bid back to the bench with purpose, and he will be coming on, Alan Pardew.
Yeah, and he's been a class player, and he's got that hunger and that ability to perhaps give him something to get back in this game. Be interesting to see who he takes off. It won't be the centre half one, but
he's just getting his final instructions. Perisic, you're not a big fan of Pongracic at the heart of the Croatian defence?
Not at the moment. I'm always open, you know. As a coach, you've got to keep your mind open.
It's Pongracic in possession, plays it back to the goalkeeper. Livakovic has made a couple of big saves in this game to just about keep Croatia interested at 3-0 down. And it's Kovacic who carries the ball over the halfway line, out to Guardiola. The two Manchester City players combine, and here's Kovacic into the penalty area, skips away from one defender, cuts it back for Kramaric, and cleared off the line by Kukureya, and then punched away by the goalkeeper Simon. Incredible last-ditch defending, but probably Budimir should have taken the chance on himself. I think in the end it was Lovro Majer coming into the far post, maybe even Stanisic, the fullback, and it was cleared off the goal line.
Well, they've worked it brilliantly, Croatia, and they've got 2 or 3 chances to score here, and Spain are scrambling, but they've managed to get away a bit. When you know it's your day, it's a great spot blocked by Krugela there, and then they have a chance again. It pops up in the air, the striker maybe scores, the goalie gets a hand on it. Oh, it's a real mess. Here he comes, Perisic.
Yeah, I hope you hear the ovation from those Croatian supporters, many of them doing Messiah salutes. There are some flares that have been lit as well to herald the arrival of one of Croatia's favourite sons. The 35-year-old replaces Budimir, so it's not a like-for-like replacement. I'd imagine that Kramaric now will go and play as the number 9, and Perisic will go out on that left-hand side, the former Tottenham man. And wretched luck with injury this season, but can he somehow help get Croatia back into this game? They trail by 3-0, and we played 11 minutes in the second half.
I mean, the sort of... Oh, he's got away.
Yamal out sprinting the Croatian fullback over on that right-hand side into the penalty area. Just saw his route to goal blocked, so he sensibly tees up Nico Williams. Those two have combined really well over the course of the afternoon, and then Morata almost forced the referee to give the free kick. I think he was being held, but wasn't going to allow the decision not to be given. And a free kick here within shooting range maybe for Spain.
Oh, they're taking it quick.
Taking it into the area. Yamal shoots it wide, but I think the referee's going to make them retake it anyway.
Yeah, but for Croatia there is hope, because they've created 3 or 4 chances in this game, and Spain have really been fortunate that they've got a clean sheet here. So, you know, they're still in it, bizarrely. But, you know, this is a good situation for Spain to maybe put all that talk to bed.
I think what could be crucial for Croatia, their second game in the group is against Albania.
Yeah.
And you'd rather that than face Italy on the back of a drubbing.
Absolutely,
here.
Yeah.
Free kick for Spain. 3 goals the good on Talk Sport.
And the 2 young boys over the ball again.
Yeah. How's this for confidence? Looks like it will be 16-year-old Lamine Yamal. It is, and he slams his left-footed effort into the wall. But it was him and Nico Williams who pulled rank against their senior teammates there. Tellingly, here's Kukureya. Brilliant clearance from him to deny Stanisic the goal. Not sure what the right back was doing in that position, but here he is on the ball now, just inside the Spanish half. He's given it away to Pedri, and immediately Nico Williams sets to sail towards the penalty area. Ruiz tries to sweep it out to the right hand side, and Yamal intercepted by Guardiola. These Croatian fans are desperate for something to cheer about, by way of a goal to get Zlato Dalic's men, the World Cup semi-finalists, back in the game here. Modric with some space at last. It's been suffocated by the red shirts for the opening hour in this game, and he's given the ball away tamely on the edge of the area. Can't use that space, trying to win it back, Modric, and he's conceded a foul, and that probably sums up his frustration.
Well, I slightly disagree with you there, because I actually thought that was a clever little pass, but he didn't actually follow his run in his fellow player. So I felt a bit sorry for him there. He's kind of playing, why don't you finish your run? Shouting out, I can see it in his face. But, it's frustration, and that's horrible, at this level, when you're 3-0 down, those little moments that don't go for you. And Spain making us up now.
Yeah, Dani Olmo from RB Leipzig is coming on. He was one of the players who missed a penalty in the shootout as they lost in the semi-finals to Italy in the last Euros, and he is replacing Pedri in midfield, the number 10 for Spain.
Yeah, it was quiet, Pedri, wasn't he? Didn't really sort of mention much about him. So that makes sense, that change.
Dani Olmo, not a bad option to have coming off the bench. Was particularly dangerous, I seem to recall, when these two did meet in the last Euros, in that game that Hugh was alluding to, when Spain were 3-1 up. In the end, they won 5-3 after extra time, having conceded 2 late goals. So both managers making a change early in the second half. We've reached the hour mark on TalkSport. It's Spain 3, Croatia 0. A really damaging first 45 minutes as far as Croatia are concerned. Semi-finals in 3 of their last 6 World Cup appearances. But they have had issues when it comes to the Euros. Certainly in terms of going deep into the draw. They have the ball at the moment. Croatia with Šutalo out to his right-hand side, and Lovro Majer. Good ball forward by him, and Stanisic is running towards the area. Deep delivery from Kramaric, but calmly done by Carvajal, facing his own goal. Knew he had a Croatia player in the form of Perisic coming in behind, but he just chests it back to the goalkeeper, Simon.
Yeah, used all his experience there, and nice moment when you be as calm as that.
It's been a brilliant few weeks for him, hasn't it? Scored in the Champions League final at Wembley, and now finally scores on the international stage as well at the age of 32.
Yeah, he's just put his cigar out from the Champions League final.
Here's Cucurella raiding down the left for Spain. You sense they feel there are still more goals in this for them, particularly as Croatia commit bodies forward in search of goals. It's been a third place situation where not everybody who finishes third is guaranteed to go through. Goal difference could be all important. We were talking about that before the game in terms of Scotland last night, because it doesn't actually make a difference in terms of where you finish in the group, because goal difference is second in the standings. If you're level on points, head to head counts first. But if you end up finishing in third and your goal difference is terrible, then you might not go through in third place.
Good header.
Cucurella nods it forward towards Nico Williams. It's acrobatically cleared away by Šutalo, the man they call the warrior in the heart of that Croatian defence. Comes into these Euros on the back of a disappointing season at Ajax, it has to be said.
Yeah, probably the worst Ajax team for a long, long time, wasn't it, this year?
And he was very much a part of that. Ball is out of play for a Croatia throw on the halfway line. I can see more movement down there on the Croatian bench, so more changes being readied by Zlatko Dalic.
Yeah, if you're the Spanish boss, Splinter, you've got to be quite comfortable at the moment. You've obviously got the 3-0 cushion, but they're playing in deep areas, Croatia. They've only had that one scrambled moment, so holding fast at the moment.
Mario Pasalic is one of the players who is going to come on. Featured in every qualifying game. As the ball is slotted forward towards Majer inside the area. Good defending by Cucurella, and then he was tripped from behind by Majer. Free kick taken quickly by Carvajal. Not really sure he needed to take it quickly. He's passed it straight to Luka Modric. And here's Stanisic now for Croatia. Kramaric with a low cross, cleared away, this time by Nacho. Throw in for Croatia, level with the Spanish penalty area.
Oh, great feet.
And the ball dinked towards the far post. Not a convincing header this time from Carvajal. Straight to Perisic, who couldn't get the ball out from his feet quickly enough, and under pressure from Yamal goes back towards the halfway line.
We're changing of the guard there. Yamal up against him. One great left sider against the new one.
Perisic with a cross from that left hand side, right footed but guided away by Lenormand.
And picked up deep inside his own half by Pongracic for Croatia. They trail by 3-0. We play 64 minutes and there's an issue for Spain. There's one of their players, that's the captain, Morata, off the ball, has just gone down inside the centre circle. Here's Yamal, he's all on his own in terms of Spain players inside the Croatian half, but he's weaved his magic and raced into the penalty area. Got a little bit of support now. Morata is still down, and I think Nico Williams wants Fabian Ruiz to put the ball out of play, but Morata back to his feet. That was all very strange. And it's Morata who himself kicks the ball out of play, and this is a concern. Alan Pardew, and he's immediately stripped off the armband as well, and he's handing it to Rodri. His afternoon is over.
Yeah, he didn't look happy at all there. He went straight down. He's obviously done a muscle damage there, because it wasn't a clash. It's either a hamstring or a calf or something in his ankle, and off he goes. Yamal was just showed his youth there, really, because they were all waiting for him to kick it out of play. He just ran down the other end of the pitch and nearly scored. But when about half the team had stopped, strange moment, in the end Morata kicks it out to get himself off.
A suggestion that maybe it's a dead leg for Morata. Certainly he will be hoping nothing more sinister than that. He's not the only skipper leaving the action, though. Luka Modric has also been taken off, not due to injury, just due to the fact he's struggled really to have an impact on the game. It's a double change for Croatia. Coming on, Mario Pasalic, that I mentioned. Luka Sucic is on as well, an unused sub at the 2022 World Cup. And the two players replaced are Luka Modric and Mateo Kovacic. So two very experienced heads have made way.
But I think that was probably a game plan, whatever the score. 60 minutes for him was enough for Modric. Try and, use him at the start of the game, see if he can get a goal for you and give you the lead. It hasn't worked out, and save him for the next game.
Croatia on the attack. Perisic on the left-hand side, trying to cut it in his right foot. Closed down by Carvajal. He passed it to the edge of the area. It's collected by Olmo, and he clears it upfield, and it's going to be a case of having to start again for Croatia with Pongracic. 3-0 down here in Berlin. Their fans still offering the vocal encouragement, though, as Perisic runs at Yamal. Gets away from him as well, crosses into the penalty area, but too close to the goalkeeper, Simon, who collects it cleanly in his gloves.
Yeah, it's a nice idea, actually. No one assumed that he was going to smash that in, and he did with his left foot. It was a great ball, but no one anticipated it, and it was Siemens to clear up.
Well, they're playing with 10 men at the moment, Spain, since Morata basically substituted himself. Luis de la Fuente rectifying that with Mikel Oyarzabal coming on. And we're also going to see Nico Williams being given the rest of the afternoon off, and coming on in his place the more defence-minded Mikel Merino. So is that a sign that De La Fuente is sticking at 3?
Well, it's not about sticking at 3 at this level. It's just about winning the game, and certainly those subs are in line with that. He done very, very well, Nico Williams. That was a great start for him to the tournament.
Here is Dani Olmo for Spain. 3 goals to good with a quarter of the match remaining here on TalkSport. The Olympic Stadium Berlin still packed to the rafters. Those Croatian ultras behind Simon's goal have been letting off flares. There are big flags waving. Banners in Croatian as well. Just speaking to people within the Croatian camp, I sense they knew this would be their most difficult game of the group. That one against Albania in their next match becomes really important now ahead of a showdown with Italy, the holders in the final round of fixtures.
I was going to say, did they think the Italian game would be easy? I don't know about that.
I think we don't really know what to expect from Italy, do we? They've lost the 2 centre-backs who were so important in winning the last Euros. There's a few untested players in the camp. just felt that Spain were further along in their development. Here's Olmo cutting in on the left-hand side, trying to get the ball onto his right foot, but he's closed down by Maya. And Maya will clear it upfield to Kramaric, who's ploughing that lonely furrow now as the lone striker. And Spain quickly win the ball back, and Dani Carvajal plays it forward. Here's Rodri. He's absolutely cruised through this game again, hasn't he, Rodri?
Yeah, he just every game he kind of brings a consistency to performance that it's so easy to watch. He makes the game look so easy. He always takes the ball into space, always looking for an area to keep control of the game, always looking to lock the door so you can't break. Very clever.
Nacho back to the Spain goalkeeper Simon. He'll be really keen to keep a clean sheet in the final 20 minutes plus stoppage time. There's a poor ball out by Nacho though. And here is Vucic for Croatia. One back by Dani Carvajal, and he floats the ball out to the right, and Yamal still full of running, the 16-year-old.
I thought we might have taken him off actually, but just to protect him a little bit, but he's still out there.
Apparently he's brought his homework with him to the tournament.
Is he? Homework?
That's how young he is. That's how old he makes us feel as well, watching from on high. Cucurella down the line to Olmo. 15 yards or so inside the Croatian half now. Rodri wearing that bright green captain's armband out to Olmo again. He's away from Stanisic. Olmo tried to play it forward, and it's collected on the edge of the Croatian penalty area by Šutalo.
Skill.
Neatly done in midfield by Croatia. Ball played out to the right back Stanisic, who had that golden opportunity to make it 3-1, cleared off the line by Cucurella. That's as close as Croatia have come in this second half. Again though, they have had 3 or 4 big chances, and I wonder if that'll be a concern for Spanish supporters, that when they come up against more potent attacks, that defence is gettable.
Yeah.
Ball chipped forward into the penalty area, looking for Ivan Perisic, but well dealt with by Rodri, nods it back to his keeper.
If he was an opposing manager here today, looking at the opposition, and if I talk about Gareth or Southgate or manager of Italy, you'd definitely assume that you're going to get chances against Spain. That they'd give you the opportunity to think that putting pressure on those that back four, and you're going to create chances. So not perfect day for Spain by any means, but certainly across the front and in midfield, where Ruiz has been terrific, they've been very good, and I'd say that's their strength. I don't think that back four is a real potent part of their team.
And is that what you had in mind when you said before the tournament, before the game kicked off, that you didn't see either of these teams really going all the way?
Exactly, and I still think that the 2 young players who have been good today, they have been good. Yamal and Williams, they're going to show inconsistencies, and when the big games come and back fours are much more disciplined, they won't have so much room. It might be a lot more harder for them.
Here's Perisic down the left hand side, deep cross to the far post. It's nodded down inside that Spanish penalty area. They've got plenty of bodies forward in this attack. It's a low ball from Sucic that
great play.
Didn't reach his intended target, and then Rodri calmly jinks his way past the challenge and plays it into the centre circle, and Spain have the ball back with Yamal. Croatia made another change, by the way. Bruno Petkovic, a key man for Dinamo Zagreb, tall centre forward, has come on. Andre Kramaric this time replaced. That's 4 changes that Zlatko Dalic has made in the second half to try and change the course of this game. They trail by 3-0. We've played 74 minutes in Berlin.
Good pass.
Yeah, lovely ball forward by Nacho, and Olmo's got space to run into. He's got Cucurella to his left. He comes infield though. Dani Olmo gets the shot away, it deflects, and that took any sting out of it. Easily collected by Livakovic, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was. You see a bit of glory there for himself, didn't he? He had definitely better options, but took the shot. trying to get the headlines tomorrow, I think.
And I guess when you're 3-0 up, you can afford to be a bit self-indulgent. Here's Rodri, plays the ball forward again for Spain. So comfortable in possession. It's been that way right since the first ball was played in this game. Marino, once of Newcastle, trying to play it forward to Dani Olmo, runs it out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Croatia. And De La Fuente just gives Dani Olmo a little clap, a bit of encouragement. Alexander Sef, the president, among those watching on here at the Olympic Stadium.
This is his tournament.
Will it be Spain's tournament for a fourth time, you wonder? I mean, we've alluded to it already. You didn't fancy them before the game to go too deep. Have you seen anything today that would change that opinion?
Not really. I don't think so. I think it's been a game with two teams that, okay, they're good teams, both good teams. Spain obviously a lot better today than Croatia, particularly in midfield and at the top of the pitch. They've been much more potent, and they thoroughly deserve to win this game. But I'd still be surprised if one of these ends up with the trophy.
Livakovic, the Croatian goalkeeper, plays the ball out to the edge of his penalty area, and the referee Michael Oliver has seen a foul there on one of the
Certainly
Croatian substitutes.
If I was manager of England, which I'm not, Gareth's the manager of England, I would be sitting very comfortably watching these two. Fancy us against these.
What about Germany last night?
Yeah, no, that's a bit more of an issue.
So, comfortable win so far for Germany, for Switzerland against Hungary earlier today on TalkSport, and for Spain here.
And we was just saying, wasn't we, 13 goals in 3 games in the start of a championship. It's unheard of, really. And you say that rule change of the third place, going for a win might have something to do with that.
Because basically with one win you would fancy your chances of certainly finishing in the top 3, and therefore claiming one of those best third place positions. So lovely ball swept out to the Croatian left hand side, and here's Perisic with a cross, and again it's too close to the goalkeeper, and again Ivan Perisic is frustrated with himself. He's looked at times like a player who's not played much football in the last year or so.
Yeah, but that was one of their better attacks. Great switch of play out to him, right to left. I don't know who hit that pass. It was Modric-like, and he waited for the strikers to catch up with him, and then put half decent ball in actually. So a bit unlucky there, I thought.
I think it was Mario Pasalic who started that attack. Here comes an attack at the other end, but the offside flag immediately goes up as Yamal races away.
I mean, the one thing you do know about Yamal is, he has got lightning pace. I haven't seen pace quite like that in a forward player for a long while. He really is electric. If you give him room in behind, you're going to be in trouble.
Stanisic here for Croatia, 3-0 down with 14 minutes to go. No further goals in this second half to add to the strikes from Morata, Fabian Ruiz in quick succession, and Dani Carvajal in the first half. The goalkeeper's been robbed of it, and here's an opportunity for Croatia. And it's going to be a penalty, and Rodri escapes with a yellow card. Well, this is a catalogue of errors as far as Spain are concerned. Simon caught in possession inside his own penalty area, and it looked like it was going to be a tap-in.
How can it be a yellow? He's literally got a tap-in, and he's fouled him.
Rodri brings down the Croatian player when he was just about to get his shot away, Bruno Petkovic. The rule is if you don't make an attempt to play the ball, it's a straight red card. I don't think he's made any attempt to play the ball, has he? Rodri is a lucky boy.
Can this be reviewed or not?
VAR will look at it.
Well, he's sweating now, definitely. That wasn't a genuine attempt for the ball, I didn't think.
Michael Oliver is just pointing to his ear and is halting the penalty kick being taken. It was Simon initially, dispossessed by Maya. Maya cuts the ball back for Petkovic, 6 yards out. He's going to slot it home, and Rodri has deliberately swept him off his feet. Well, the VAR
review is over, and Rodri is the most relieved man inside the Olympic Stadium, Berlin. Absolutely incredible. Controversy for the Premier League referee Michael Oliver.
And that would have changed the game. I mean, if he scores and they're down to 10 men with what we have about 12, 15 minutes left with injury time, wow, what a decision that is.
Well, Bruno Petkovic, who was going to score from open play, is going to take the penalty. Up against Unai Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper, and he saved it down to his right. It's turned back to Petkovic, and this time Croatia do have their goal. Bruno Petkovic, having seen his penalty saved when the ball from the rebound was cut back into the 6-yard box, he didn't make the same mistake twice. Petkovic scores, and is that the start of a stunning late Croatian comeback? 3-1.
Well, I mean, that amazing game they had last time, and here we go. What have we got? Like, on the clock, 10, 12 minutes, maybe longer. Great save, by the way, from the penalty. He looked like, to me, that he'd gone in the box, and maybe they're looking at this. He may be encroaching. He was fast for that knockdown. It's going to be tight.
I've not seen a replay yet. Have you had a chance to cast your eye?
Yeah, it's like he is in the box, but there's like 2 or 3 in there as well with him.
I'll tell you what, I said Michael Oliver wanted a quiet afternoon. That's all gone out the window in the last couple of minutes, isn't it? The decision not to send off Rodri, and now VAR are checking to see if there was encroachment before Petkovic put in the rebound, having missed the penalty. Which way do you see this going?
It's gone back.
And the goal is disallowed. Wow. Drama all of a sudden at the Olympic Stadium. And that will only compound the Croatian misery and compound the complaints that Rodri wasn't shown a straight red card. We're watching a replay now. It's so tight, Alan.
Yeah, and let me tell you, right, when people talk about football management and breaks going your way, well, Croatia, they've had that scramble before where they should have scored. They had chances before they scored, and now they've not had a guy sent off and scored from the penalty. Well, it's just amazing luck Spain have had to hold on to a clean sheet here.
So it is still 3-0 to Spain, and we've got 8 minutes plus stoppage time to go, but all of a sudden the wolf whistles from the Croatian fans. The atmosphere has just turned a little bit inside here.
Yeah,
they feel aggrieved.
And you know, they say, you know, if you've got a yacht, Croatia is the best place, right, for it on a yacht. I suggest Michael Oliver doesn't get on his Premier League yacht, go somewhere else, maybe in Mallorca or something.
And it had to be a red card, didn't it?
Well, I thought so. That rule is genuine attempt. Oh,
now there's a foul again. A foul at the other end after Pongracic took a real chance there. He was caught in possession by Oyarzabal. And the referee comes to his rescue. 3-0 to Spain. It's all happening on TalkSport. At the start of this Euro 2024 tournament, every game live either here on TalkSport or over on TalkSport 2. This is a new initiative from UEFA. The message on the big TV screen: VAR review, indirect free kick, attacking player number 14. That's Perisic encroaching as the penalty was taken. So at least the fans inside the stadium know exactly why the goal was ruled out.
Well, that's a step forward. That is definitely a step forward. Whether it's correct or not, you know, it was very, very tight. I mean, we all talk about those margins, don't we? You know, the Chester, you know, he's in the box or he's half a stride in. It's all very, very difficult.
Spain still have that 3-0 lead intact, and we have only 7 minutes to go. Confirmation on the big screen of Rodri's yellow card.
Yeah, but that's probably the best yellow cards he's ever had.
Goal-saving challenge. And it would have set us up for a grandstand finish, much like at the last Euros when these two met. Here's Olmo into the penalty area at the other end, dispossessed. And Croatia will look to come forward quickly with Stanisic down their right-hand side. Well, that's a neat little ball forward. Well played there by Bruno Petkovic, who has made an impact since coming on. He switches the play out to Perisic on the left. Could be a chance here for Croatia. Perisic into the penalty area, gets his shot away. Well blocked by David Ruiz, back doing his defensive duty. And then a shot comes in from a long way out, and it was Perisic again, I think, and Simon didn't gather that clean the first time of asking.
Yeah.
And now Rodri is down and looks like he's got an injury issue.
Well, Simon has not had, he's had a strange day. He's made a great penalty save, but he's at fault, for that whole situation where he's dwelling on the ball. He takes so long sometimes in possession at his feet, and he hasn't been convincing, nor is the back four really of Spain, but how they've got a clean sheet and ending up winning this game 3-0 is slightly fortunate.
Do you know what is funny? You've not been impressed with Spain today, despite the fact the scoreline suggests it's been a very convincing victory. I remember we had the same conversations after they beat Costa Rica 7 at the World Cup. Stuart Pearce was the co-commentator that night, and he said they've got no chance of winning this tournament, and in the end they crashed out early.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not going to cross Stuart Pearce in any shape or form. I'm guessing we might have the same eyes, but you can never tell, because the first game in the tournament is slightly delusional sometimes. You can get a different view of a team. All I would say today is this Spanish team do not convince me at the back at all, and I can't see a real leader there. And if Rodri had got sent off there, that would have given him a massive problem, because he fixes so many holes, like he did just after the first goal. He gets in those little pockets and shores things up. But you can't say it's not been a great day for Spain, because it has. But they have rode their luck today. And now Yamal goes off, and that's a great performance from a 16-year-old. Wow.
Yeah, history maker, youngest ever player at a World Cup or European Championship. And he certainly has grasped the occasion. Lamine Yamal making way for Spain, part of a double change. Rodri did go off injured there and passed on the armband, and because of the weaknesses in their back four, they can't afford to be without him for too long in this tournament. I would suggest Ferran Torres, one of the players coming on there, the former Manchester City man, yet another former Manchester City man, and Martin Zubimendi, who I know is high on Arsenal's list of summer transfer targets. They call him the new Xabi Alonso, currently at Real Sociedad. He's on as well for the final 4 minutes plus stoppage time. 3-0 Spain lead.
I'm trying to think who's got the armband on. Can you see who's got the armband on?
I think it's Danny Carvajal, the right back.
That makes sense.
There's 3 different captains for Spain in this first game of the tournament. And
there's a quiz for you.
Morata and Rodri both being forced off through injury, so slight negatives there for Luis de la Fuente. The Spain manager, who's still down the edge of his technical area. Most of the pitch now is covered in shade. Just the sun creeping in from that famous gap in the stands away to our left-hand side. And it's Croatia who have the ball, but I think they know now that missed penalty, the rebound ruled out due to encroachment from Perisic, probably killed off any forlorn hopes they had of coming back into the game.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
Here's Marcelo Brozovic for Croatia, who've seen a lot more of the ball in the second half than they did in the first, but maybe that's as a result of Spain being content to just sit a little bit deeper, having got that third goal right on half-time.
Oh, without a doubt. They haven't really shown too much ambition in the second half, and quite right when you're 3-0 up. You can just pick them off, on the break.
They're doing that now. Oyarzabal out to the right-hand side. Opportunity here for Torres, and he crosses it against Alan Pardew's big mate Pongracic, and he's out for a corner.
It wasn't him, actually. It was good defending. I knew it wasn't him. Who was the number 3?
The number 3's Pongracic.
Oh, it was.
You're not a fan of Shutalo either, I don't think.
No.
Either of the centre backs.
Getting mixed up now. Both have had days to forget.
Well, it was those two who allowed Morata to run in between them for the opening goal that set Spain on their way to this comfortable win. 3-0 with 90 seconds of normal time to play in Berlin. Corner swung in from the right-hand side for Spain. Carvajal looking for his second on the afternoon, only his second ever international goal. Couldn't meet the header and it's cleared away. Picked up by the mop-haired Cucurella on the halfway line. Cucurella sensibly just shuffles it back to his goalkeeper Simon. His clean sheet still intact. It was a good save actually from the penalty down to his right.
Yeah.
Obviously we maybe didn't make as much of that because of the drama that followed.
And I actually think, I wonder if that got reviewed, whether he moved, because he got a clock there far too quick for my eyes.
There's a towering presence in the Spain goal, keeping Arsenal's David Raya on the bench. Free kick here for the Spaniards. For a foul on Nacho just inside Croatian territory. They're still attacking that goal away, 2 hours left. 68,844 inside the Olympic Stadium, Berlin.
Yeah.
50,000 of them, we're told, of Croatian persuasion, certainly making my way here on the metro. They were badly outnumbering their Spanish counterparts.
They'll be drinking their sorrows in the park later, in the players' fan zone or whatever it's called.
Well, no shortage of beer halls in Berlin, I can vouch for that, having been here since Monday. We're into the last few seconds of normal time. We're about to find out how many added minutes there will be. The answer is 5, which I think actually is quite lenient and probably a reflection of the fact that Spain are 3-0 up and comfortable. They're going to get their Group B campaign off to a perfect start and maintain their record of only ever suffering one opening game defeat at the Euros. That was against Norway way back in 2000.
Norway. It's one of those Scandinavian countries used to do so well in these tournaments, didn't they? Sort of gone away from that now. Sweden and Norway, don't hear so much about them. Zlatan retiring the other day.
Well, Norway were actually in Spain's qualifying group, and they were out-qualified by Scotland, even though they had Erling Haaland and Martin Ødegaard in their rank.
Yeah.
Good effort from Steve Clarke's side to do that. Here's Stanisic down the right for Croatia, still looking for what would now be no more than a consolation goal in stoppage time at the end of the 90. Brozovic into Guardiola just on the edge of the centre circle. And now Sucic down the Croatian left. Wolf whistles from the Spanish fans. Croatia playing the ball around Alan Pardew, but not in an area where they can really hurt Spain.
Can't understand that passage of play. You might as well try and get a goal and, you know, give your fans something to support.
Here's Maya, but he's got 3 Spanish players crowding him away from goal. Picked up by Sucic right in the centre of the Spanish half. One of the many subs that Zlatko Dalic has used in the second half hasn't really changed the outcome of proceedings. Good ball in from Brozovic, but headed tamely behind by Ivan Perisic. It's been a frustrating afternoon for him coming off the bench.
Yeah, you can't really expect him to come on and change a game of this magnitude. But, you know, he'll play a part for this Croatian team, I'm sure, off the bench. Can't see him starting. He has to manage this older group, and that's why I think Modric went off at 60 minutes, etc., Kovacic, because, you know, he knows the next game now is everything for them. This game is gone.
Yeah, Croatia up against Albania next. Spain will take on Italy in Gelsenkirchen. Alan Pardew and myself will be there for commentary of that match on Thursday night on Talk Sport. Here's Olmo playing the ball into the Croatia penalty area. They've won a corner, Spain, just to eke away a few more seconds. Mikel Merino with a cross blocked behind.
And that sort of raise of the noise in this stadium is the Croatian fans giving them a little last bit of support, which is nice.
They played another short corner. Have Spain. Oya Farbel up there. Zubamendi with a cross into the penalty area. It's headed down inside the box, but straight into the arms of Livakovic.
He bowls it out to Lovro Mayer, who's got a bit of space to run into over the halfway line right at the end of stoppage time. Finds Stanisic to his right. Not sure Stanisic particularly wanted the ball. That's certainly what his body language suggests when he received it. And
no, he wanted it in front of him. That's what he really wanted. He's tired and he had to come back to get it, which is nothing worse when he's
running
tired.
empty. Olmo, meanwhile, has played the ball over the top looking for Oyefar ball. Just hesitated and then brought down Josip Šutalo, so it's going to be a free kick for Croatia in the right back position. Defiant songs from their supporters. As the ball is launched over the top looking for Ivan Perisic one last time, maybe. All eyes now on Michael Oliver, the referee, who's had quite a busy final 15 minutes or so in this game, having not had too many decisions to make previously. Sucic coming forward, but they've won it back, Spain. Sensibly. Ruiz just tried to keep it inside his own half, and then when he did look to play it into Zubamendi, it was a poor ball. One last chance then for Croatia maybe to get a consolation goal. Cross blocked, and then Dani Carvajal skips away from a challenge he's brought down inside his own penalty area, and that, Alan Pardew, probably will be that.
Yeah. And Spain have managed that period after that sort of penalty kind of incident, if you want to call it that, rather well, actually, and had a couple of chances on the break. Croatia are just sort of resigned to defeat. It's funny how a team, you can lose, it loses momentum. That whole situation when the goal wasn't given, momentum just drained out of them, and even they had a passage of play there. It was just so unusual. They're passing it around the back and they're 3-0 down.
The full-time whistle blows. It's a perfect start to Euro 2024 for Spain. A comfortable victory with the damage being done in the final 16 minutes of the first half. Alvaro Morata, who later hobbled off with what looked like a dead leg, he broke the deadlock, finishing neatly one-on-one against Dominik Livakovic after breaking in behind the Croatian offside trap. Fabian Ruiz very soon after doubled that advantage after some fleety footwork, firing into the bottom left corner, and then Dani Carvajal at the ripe old age of 32 scored his first ever international goal from a corner to just about wrap up the win before half-time. Croatia did have chances. They did have a penalty which was saved by Simon to deny Petkovic, who turned in the rebound. That was ruled out because Perisic was encroaching. Rodri may be fortunate to escape a red card, so plenty of talking points, but in the end it's Spanish joy and Croatian misery. Their equal biggest ever European Championship defeat. It finishes Spain 3, Croatia 0.
Well, there are hugs all round from the Spanish camp, including a delegation when it comes to the dugout for the Spanish side. Not so many on the Croatian side of things. Not that they've got anything to celebrate, as all the Spanish players now go away to the corner. 10 or so thousand fans, maybe a little bit more, Spain flags in the air, who have come here to support them. As we say, huge number of Croatia fans here, and many of those have stayed, and for the closing stages were very loud in their cheering of their team, because I think they did in the end see enough today to make them believe that they can go and get something against Albania next time out, and possibly against Italy, and maybe set them up to still go on, learn from this and do something. Today is not a day that they'll be writing home about, that's for sure. The first defeat in 6 opening games at the Euros for Croatia. It's now 9 wins in a row in all competitions for Spain. We'll talk about the performance in a moment. Very quickly, Alan Pardew, to clear up the incident over the penalty. I think it is absolutely a nailed-on red card for Rodri. It was a clear trip on Petkovic. Stuart Atwell, the main VAR today. David Coop was assisting him alongside Dutchman Paul van Bokel. Michael Oliver, one of our own, out there in the middle of the pitch. And I've got to say, and it's not a shock to me, that we had 3 English officials involved in making what was, for me, a terrible decision. I don't know if it would have changed the result. It would have been a long way back still. But Croatia would have got on the scoreboard, that's for sure, had they put it into the back of the net and the penalty not needed to be given. In the end, the penalty was awarded. If Rodri had been sent off and it was scored, it could have had a very different ending.
And it's always like, I always think these decisions, the first thing in your mind is usually the right thing, right? And when Rodri made that tackle, you knew he was trying to stop him. He weren't trying to play the ball. He was just trying to stop him scoring. So it's a sending off. He's come through the back of him. That's what should have been given straight away. It should have even gone to VAR. But having given straight the yellow card to get to sort of say, oh, that's what my statement, then the VAR should have corrected it. So 2 errors on the English guys there, in my opinion. And Rodri should be off the pitch. But this for Spain is a great start. You know, their young players have done very, very well today. I thought Ruiz was particularly terrific in midfield. He did have a little bit more space because Modric was his side, so that was understandable, but he made good use of it, and it's muy bien for Spain. Very good.
They are absolutely delighted. Anyway, for you, that Croatia can pick themselves up from here, did you see enough to take some positives out of it?
Not with that back four. They just made too many errors today, and actually even towards the end they were taking risks, and you can't do that at this level. And before, when I've watched Croatia, they've always been so super strong at the back. That's always been the bedrock of their team. Possession, strong at the back, nick a goal. That was been Croatia for the last sort of 8 years. But today, that back four didn't look anywhere near good enough.
You're absolutely right, Alan. Miles off it, the Croatian defence, and soundly beaten here this afternoon by 3-0. Up next for Croatia, mark your cards, Wednesday afternoon, live on TalkSport 2. They will face Albania, and then on Thursday night, live on TalkSport. What a game! Spain against Italy. Spain against Italy. Remember, Albania against Italy, also in this group, is coming up next here on TalkSport. Before we get there, let's take a look at the King performance, thanks to Burger King.
King Performance on TalkSport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
So, Alan, who have you gone for your performer of the game, your King performance?
Well, as I say, I'm going to give it to Ruiz today because I just thought his all-round game and his goal was terrific. Was a little bit of a surprise to me. You know, in this Spanish team, in that midfield, I didn't expect him to be the one that stood out. So fair play to him. He's had a great day, and he would be my choice.
Okay, Alan Pardew, thank you very much. That was our King Performance pick in association with Burger King.
King Performance on TalkSport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
My thanks to Alex Crook and Alan Pardew. We're going to be heading to your neck of the woods, Selhurst Park, for boxing a little bit later on tonight. Fight Night Live special includes Chris Billham-Smith against Richard Riakporhe, John Rawlings, Bester Oliver, Duke McKenzie, Adam Catchell as well on the team. The undercard about to get underway over on TalkSport 2. It moves to TalkSport at 10 p.m. Danny Kelly's up next with Nigel Adderley, former England striker Dean Ashton for Italy against Albania as Euro Game Day Live continues. I asked before the game of this ageing Croatian team, would they rage against the dying of the light as their golden period seems to come to an end? On today's performance, the lights are already off and nobody's home. Lamine Yamal, 16 years old, the youngster inspiring Spain to an emphatic win to get their Euros campaign off to a flying start. It's finished Spain 3, Croatia 0.
Maintenant chez Yuzu, promo de 10% sur chaque nouvelle assurance habitation. Comparez, hallucinez, changez. Bien assuré, à prix serré. Fiche info, limite et conditions sur yuzu.be.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country. Come on, lads! Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of yes!
Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's barbecue steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every England game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
I need to get snacks. I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP. Gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Get match ready with club card prices. Like 25% off 6 or more bottles of wine or fizz. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. 18+, drinkware.co.uk, majority of larger stores, and 17th of June, exclude Scotland. Club Card or app required.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Get your classic Game Day flame grilled Whopper made fresh and delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
TalkSport. Der Fußball from Deutschland.
Licensed broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live with Danny Kelly
on TalkSport.
Pump up your summer.
Yes, a third live match commentary for you here on TalkSport today. And perhaps it's the most fascinating of the 3 games. Can Albania make their mark in a major championship, or will Italy start the defence of their title?
I don't think they have as good a team as they did last time.
It's Italian glory!
Italy are the team that I look at and think, against expectation, I think they will underperform. I think that's a really, really tough group that they're in.
We have a possibility. Maybe not the best team, but definitely a good environment. Everybody believe it, and good coaching stuff.
And I just think they've lost so much experience, Italy, that I think it could be a really tough tournament.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Albanians, and I think they'll get out their group.
Half their squad plays in good teams in Italy. This is a difficult group, but Albania will not be whipping boys here.
Fantastic in qualifying. Silvino, who's not done brilliantly in club management so far, has been really great coaching his team. He's made some bold decisions.
Yeah, Albania, who won their group in qualifying at an absolute canter against Italy, who were twice beaten by England. What's going to happen tonight? Welcome along, everybody, to Euro Game Day Live with me, Danny Kelly, and your match commentary team will be with us very, very soon. We've got Nigel Adderley and former England centre-forward Dean Ashton for what should be, I think, a belting game. We'll see. We've already had Switzerland beating Hungary by 3-1 today, and Spain, as we've just heard, whipping Croatia by 3-0. Though I'm not sure it was a 3-0 game, if my eyes are serving me correctly, but that's the way football goes. All right, it's time now to take a look at the team lineups with Burger King.
Team lineup on Talk Sport with Burger King. Introducing the ultimate lineup with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus and Bacon Caesar loaded fries. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Yeah, Nigel Adderley has the teams for us.
Yes, good evening, Danny. 5 members of the Italian team started the final against England 3 years ago. Among the newcomers are Riccardo Calafiori, who makes only his 3rd appearance after an excellent season with Bologna. Arsenal's Jorginho will anchor midfield, and Gianluca Scamacca leads the attack following his fine form for Atalanta, particularly at the end of the season. Their team is Donnarumma in goal, Di Lorenzo, Bastoni, Calafiori and Di Marco the back 4, Jorginho and Barella at the base of midfield, Fratesi, Pellegrini and Chiesa supporting Scamacca in attack. Albania have had to make a change in goal. Eric Berisha is injured, so Brentford's Thomas Strakosha comes in. Only 2 appearances in the Premier League for him this season. Berat Jimciti will lead the side. He'll also be marking his club mate Scamacca from Atalanta. That will be interesting. He's one of 5 Italian-based players who start for Albania. Another 5 are on the bench. And Chelsea's Armando Broja starts after missing the qualifiers with injury. So it's Strakosha in goal, Hussein, Jimciti, Ayeti and Mitai the back 4, Aslani, Ramadani and Barami in midfield, with Asani and Severi supporting Broja in attack.
Thank you very much indeed. And Nigel, your co-commentator, your expert summariser, is the former England centre-forward Dean Ashton. Dean, a very strong-looking Italian lineup there. And I suppose Albania, who we're all forgiven for knowing a little bit less about, will be slightly shaken by having to make a major change in goal.
Not ideal, of course, picking up an injury, but Strakosha is not a bad deputy to have for a country like Albania, obviously, with both Italian and English experience behind him. And he's not a young goalkeeper, he's 29 years old, so he's got a good amount of experience. But you're right about that Italian side, and I wondered whether, because he's changed a couple of times, Spalletti, from a back 3 to a back 4, and I like the look of the back 4. Expect DiMarco to disappear from that back 4, of course, and maybe make a back 3 anyway, with Di Lorenzo tucking in. But then in front of that, I really like the balance of what he's got in midfield, with Scamacca doing it for all us big, burly centre forwards. I thought he's been excellent towards the end of the season, and he'll be a great focal point for them.
Yeah, we'll talk about big burly centre forwards later, Dean. If you saw the fellow who came on from Hungary, made you look like a ballerina, I think it's fair to say. That was a quick look there at the team lineups, thanks to Burger King.
Team lineup on Talk Sport with Burger King. Introducing the ultimate lineup with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus and Bacon Caesar loaded fries. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Yeah, let's stick with Dean and Nigel for the time being. And Dean, there's been a lot of talk about Italy not being quite as strong as they were when they won the title, and perhaps I still look back on that as a lost opportunity for England. But we know that any Italian team that starts to get into tournament football tends to get better and better and better. So this is an important